So, thank you everyone for tuning in to yet another episode in which a vlog, and now, usually I say talk about public transportation. This is not going to be a Lon Levy rants to the camera about issues related to trains, because regular watchers know that I just got a new computer, and yeah, sorry, I didn't change the notification. So the thing is, just for fun, I would replay missions from StarCraft 1 on my computer, and this means that I had to play with a computer that you guys were seeing me struggle with. So now it's a new computer, and I want to partly see how well I'm playing, partly just new computer, new space. I even got StarCraft 2, which I hadn't touched since 2019. So we're gonna do a story run, and the idea is to do it instead of twice a week, as is my norm. We're gonna do it every day because I'm nuts. Same time, same place. We're gonna do one episode per day. This is a campaign with Terran, Zerg, Protoss, and then there's the expansion, which is Protoss, Terran, Zerg. So 6 days, 6 episodes. Should be about 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours each. And yeah. So without further ado, let's jump into this. And by the way, I'm not gonna really be. Let's do some quality of life stuff. Let's move my head so that my head's not gonna be around here because that's gonna cover the minimap. So, do I want to have my head? First of all, I definitely want it to be smaller. And second, what would I like it to cover? Like maybe the place where where the unit is. Because then it would be around here, and then you can still see things like the attack card. I think is where I'm gonna put my head. Okay, so let's jump to the original campaign. This is literally a brand new thing. I literally just checked these, and just to see that I can play the first 3 missions, and now let's go back. This is, again, a story run. I'm not going to skip cinematics. I'm not going to skip scenes. I am going to commentate during downtime about the story, because this is story that I actually think, especially the Terran campaign, so this one and the expansion, kind of say things about the society that created them. So we don't need the tutorial. Let's see if we can get to the wasteland. Okay, we can't because they're... Okay. Terran campaign, Rebel Yell. Yes, this has a very Confederate theme, which tells us that the Terrans, who are refugees, basically people who are the dregs of Earth who were sent on a mission, who were sent to colonize space and got lost. Strongest of the factions in this sector is called itself the Confederacy, with lots of Southern accents, lots of Confederate flags, and they read this too long, so yeah. They're in charge, and yeah, okay, we're not going to do boot camp because we don't need to, and let's start with Wasteland.
Adjutant online.
Yes, this is a computer.
Good evening, Magistrate. I'll fill you in on what's been happening. Confederate traffic has increased substantially within the system due to the recent Protoss destruction of the Chow Sara colony. The Confederates have tightened security on all outlying systems, and it's likely that this colony will be locked down as well. An encrypted Confederate transmission came for you while you were at dinner. Replaying transmission.
Greetings, Magistrate. I'm General Edmund Duke of the Confederate Security Forces Alpha Squadron. The Confederacy has quarantined this entire planet, and we'll proceed with a lockdown within 48 hours. You're to relocate your core colonists to the outlying wastelands. Now, I know there won't be any problems with these new arrangements.
Transmission ended. I have contacted the local marshal, James Rayner. Rayner has agreed to meet your personnel en route and escort them to the new wasteland site.
So it's not explained on camera, it is explained in the manual,
Commander.
which is...
Go, go, go. Let's move. Outstanding.
We're being sent to the wasteland. These Confederates think they can push anybody around.
Rock and roll. Let's move. Go, go, go. This is Jimmy.
Howdy, boys. I'm Jim Raynor, Marshal of these parts.
Anytime.
Yeah, so the first time we're encountering the long-term hero of this. Okay.
Right away, sir.
Standing by. Rainer here.
So here we're just gonna, so this is a tutorial mission. I mean, we're not actually doing anything here, we're just mining a little bit of minerals. This is the base resource pool of the game. There's going to be a second resource that's going to appear starting the second mission. And it's called gas for more advanced things. These are the terms of basic units. We're just going to train some, we're not going to get them. If I get bored, I will want
SCV,
to...
good to go, sir.
I will want to explore a little bit.
SCV, good to go, sir.
Yeah, so we're going to build a barracks and 10 marines, of which we already have 5. It's not 10 new, it's 10.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, it's going to be...
Orders received.
Jacked up and good to go.
Yeah. So, the manual tells you what the Zerg and the Protoss are. Here, you're not told. You're just shown a cinematic that I couldn't get to of a ship with people who were very much designed to look and speak like Hex that is being destroyed by these really advanced aliens, the Protoss. And yeah. It's on a world called Chowsara. We are on Marsara, which I don't think the game ever makes it clear. Canonically, they're the same solar system. Oh, thanks, Shadow.
Infantry units such as Marines can be trained at this facility.
Okay, so we need to build 5 of these, and so we have 3 resources. So the gas is again not existing in this mission yet. There's one called supply. It's a Blizzard thing where every unit requires supply, which are built through specialized. Those are the base. Creates a lot of has a lot of supply. It's 10. The command center. These are supply depots. They're cheap. They give 8 supply. That's all they do.
You want a piece of me, boy?
And yeah. I paused the SCG production so I did not need to do it. This is just going to be... I think this is the speedrun. You do 2 racks. Barracks.
You want a piece of me,
Additional
boy?
supply depots required.
This is the name in every strategy game for the building from which you build infantry. As a result, I learned the word barracks when I was 7. And my father thought it was a very difficult word and was surprised I knew it. Okay. Now, first, realish mission. Ish.
Receiving incoming transmission. Comlink established.
Hey, what's up, man? Got your refugees tucked in nice and tight. Provided you can sidestep any more surprises from our Confederate friends and we can keep away from those critters, they should have an easy time.
Priority alert. Backwater station under attack by unknown alien organisms. Distress beacon activated at 0658. Alerting Confederate headquarters on Tarsonis. Stand by for incoming transmission.
We've already received the distress beacon from Backwater, and we'll take care of it. You just sit tight. You'll be notified if there's anything we think you need to know.
Damn. Listen, if we wait for Confederate reinforcements, that station's dust. I'll head out there now and do what I can. You send in some militia, and we'll save those folks. Trust me.
You know something? We're gonna probably just not have my head here. Just because it is not going to be... It's always going to interfere. Unless I have a much better setup than I do. Okay.
Glad to see you, boys.
So this is the first
Time to
mission
kick
we're
some serious
actually
butt. Go ahead, Commander.
we'll actually do something rather than just build units.
SCP good to go, sir.
And
Right
I'm going to
away,
need to
sir.
remind myself this is StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, and as a result,
This is
I need
Jimmy.
to rally every individual as if
Piece of me, boy.
to
Rock and roll.
minerals.
SCP good to go, sir.
Good. One second.
Rainer here. Oh yeah.
So, weird alien organisms.
Reporting for duty.
This is Jimmy.
But
This
this
should be
is
good.
mission 2. It's still basically a tutorial about how to
Right on.
attack.
SCP good to go,
What the
sir.
hell is that? Looks like the ground there is alive.
Roger that.
Not enough minerals.
Anytime you're ready. Right on. This should be good.
Thanks for the
And
rescue. We've been holed up in these bunkers for days.
we're told finally what the name of the aliens are.
These
It
things
is
have been out here a while,
Zerg.
but they could be pretty useful.
Roger that.
Need a light. Jacked up and good to go.
Orders, Captain? I read you. Orders, Captain?
Commander.
And
Outstanding.
do just a little bit of base building. We can mostly just win the game
SCP good to go, sir.
with these units.
Not enough minerals.
You want a piece of me, boy?
SCP good to go, sir.
And we don't get attacked this mission. Like every other mission, we're gonna the enemy's gonna attack us. We don't. They don't. They're not gonna just sit in and wait for us to attack.
SCP
So
good to go,
now we have a
sir.
second unit called the Fire Bat, which is a lovely little unit that has very little range, causes 16 rather than 6 damage. Only ground and only small units like these little things we attack. Large units take quarter damage, and medium units take half damage, which means that this unit is against Zerg. It can work against like mass Zerglings. Everything else is just
Reporting
garbage.
for duty.
We're not gonna.
Affirmative.
I might actually never build a Fire Bat in this entire run. 20 missions. 10. No, 18 missions.
You want a piece of me, boy? Give me something to shoot. Want to turn up the heat? Slam it. Rainer here, piece of me, boy.
No, these are no. The fire, in case it's unclear, is in it's AOE, which means that it's really good against massive,
Standing by.
tiny units like these.
Forces are under attack.
This is called a Hydralisk. It's medium, so instead of so this already causes half damage. The Marines cause normal damage plus 4 damage.
Rainer here.
Marines are pretty good, and the sequel, they are one of them. They're,
Piece of me, boy.
depending on who you ask, they might be the most broken unit.
This should be This is Jimmy.
Not the best unit retention, but we're not doing a
Forces
deathless
are under attack.
challenge run. We're just trying to get through this and see what happens when we try to rescue the station against the explicit orders given to us by the ever so delightful
Piece of me, boy.
General Edmund Duke.
Oh, yeah. What the hell did they do to that command center? Whatever it is, it ain't natural. Burn it, boys.
So,
Anytime you're ready.
in this mission, the infested command center is just there for us to kill it. In subsequent missions, it will spawn a unit called Infested Terran, which is a suicide unit that can one-shot every unit in the game. On the map. So, risky. Oh, thank you, Scannon. I'm going to...
Receiving incoming transmission.
Marshal Raynor, by destroying a vital Confederate installation, you and your men have violated standing colonial law. As of right now, you're all under arrest. I suggest you throw down your weapons and come peaceably.
Are you out of your mind? If we hadn't burned that damn factory, this entire colony could have been overrun. Maybe if you hadn't taken your sweet time in getting here.
Now, I asked you nice the first time, boy. I didn't come here to talk with you. Now throw down them weapons.
Guess you wouldn't be a Confederate if you weren't a complete pain in the ass.
Okay, at this point my APM looks like I'm actually have a real mouse.
Hey, Sarge, why we always gotta listen to this shit for anyway?
'Cause I'm in charge, that's why.
Oh, it don't seem like no good kind of reason to me. Possibly anyway. Hey, what's that?
Hold on right a second.
Steamroller! Looks like you mashed some poor feller's dog, Sarge.
It's a Zerglin, Lester. Smaller type of Zerg. But he can be out this far unless... Oh, shit.
I love you, Sarge.
Yeah, so Zerg attack.
Receiving incoming transmission. Comlink established.
I got your message, Magistrate. And frankly, I don't care what you have to say about Confederate regulations. You damn fringe world yokels are all alike. Don't know where your loyalties lie. Y'all have a real good day now, you hear?
Transmission ended. The report you requested is ready. 16 outland stations have reported sightings of the alien invaders identified as Zerg. The Confederates have arrested all standing militia forces and continue to avoid action against the Zerg. 3 stations have fallen to the Zerg already. We've been unable to locate any source of military relief except the extremist faction known as the Sons of Korhal. Their liaison is holding online.
Good day, Magistrate. My name is Arcturus Mengsk, and I represent the Sons of Korhal. You're familiar with the Confederate propaganda surrounding my group, but your reputation suggests you'll see past it. It's never been our practice to operate in any one place for long, but these Zerg don't look like they're going to wait. I'm going to make you an offer, Magistrate. I'd like to help you out by sending down a number of transports to your colony and evacuating any survivors. You know, of course, that my organization operates outside the bounds of Confederate law. That's why they spread their lies and misinformation. If you decide to accept our help, you'll be branded as an outlaw too. But it's a chance to save those people. Time to make a stand, Magistrate.
Ending transmission. Priority alert. Evacuation zone under attack by Zerg forces. Distress beacon activated at 12:20.
Hey, this thing's on fire! You ought to send an SCV out here to repair it. You can fix my bike up too while he's at it.
Alright, so does this way, can you hear me better over the sound? I will say that this mission, I struggled with it when I was 10 and the game had just been released. And I will say that if you know basic macro, it's not actually hard. And what we're going to do is, instead of surviving for 30 minutes on this clock, actually 20 minutes, we're going to clear the entire map. So if you're wondering what this is a vulture. It comes out of the factory. It is a unit that is really good if you have god tier micro. If you have my potato micro, then it is a trash unit. Until the Koreans started playing this game on us, I think it was 98, early 99, people thought this unit was the worst in the game. It does the same thing as the Firebat, where the damage is reduced by a factor of 2 against these medium units and 4 against large units. So the Vulture itself is medium. Those Hydralisks, the Zerg that shoot from a distance, are medium. Most things are either small or large. Buildings are large. Air units are almost all large. We're going to encounter a small air unit in a little bit. Instead of talking about how you can macro. So you see I went from 34 to 34 or 42, so that now I can build more things. And we're just going to build SCVs, saturated minerals, then gas. That's the most important thing.
SCV good to go, sir. Orders received.
I should put them on more.
Outstanding.
I read you. I can't build that. Orders, Captain.
You want a piece of me, boy?
And now we're gonna get gas.
SCV good to go, sir. Right away, sir.
And then the next one is gonna be
I read you. Right away, sir.
another depot because we're about to run out of
SCV good to go, sir.
Not enough minerals.
Orders received.
So we're gonna get more gas. And again, so here's how you beat the game. You always prioritize workers first. The subsequent missions will also have new bases that we can take, like it's called an expansion. You can just build another command center. You prioritize that above everything. You can defeat all of the early game attacks using just the starting things, like the couple of vultures that we're starting with and so on. Once you do it that way, the game, like even very hard missions, become doable.
SCV good to go, sir.
Probably I'm building too many SCVs, but the engineering, so the game has upgrades, which means they come in 2 kinds: the engineering bay and something called an armory for vehicles. This is just +1. This just increases the damage by 1, so the Marines are causing damage 6 does damage 7. Armor, which means it takes 1 less. And then there are things that have special buildings that have special powers. Like this is called DU shells. I'm actually curious whether they ever have DU shells for infantry or just anti-tank. This is one extra range for Marines, and then the other thing we're getting is called Stimpaks, which is gonna damage the Marine, 10 hit points, but will make them temporarily 50% faster and attack twice as fast. So this is because the Marines are canonically re-socialized criminals. Think of them as like the Wagner group, like nobody cares about their lives. Actually, we're gonna build a firebang. There are gonna be some things. So I don't need as much gas. And eBay upgrades the +1. They always take much longer. The flying unit we just killed is called a Mutalisk, and is small. So I mean, Firebats don't shoot air, and Vultures don't shoot air, but there's a unit we're going to encounter method called the Ghost, which has the same kind of half damage against medium, core damage against large units called Concussive, and they do shoot up. They're also not very good units. Someone else with the bunker. So important macro thing. You should have multiple buildings of what you're gonna build. So if you just have one barracks, you're just gonna accumulate too much cash. So we're just gonna build a base. This is not a very exciting mission, and this gives me time to tell you a few more things about about things that were not said on screen, but are there in the manual. Which so the Sons of Korhal begin when some politician from this planet called Korhal, called Angus Minx, complains that the Confederacy is being oppressive, which it is, and is rewarded with elite assassins murdering him, his wife, and his daughter. And so his, I think, son, like his adult son, Arcturus Max, founds a terrorist group called the Sons of Korhal, for which he is rewarded with a nuclear strike that turns, that destroys the planet of Korhal. And so he moves from planet to planet. That's this guy. We're in a desperate alliance with. So resources run out, so this is like 900 more minerals. Okay, thankfully I have all of the Marines here. Depleted gas means that, so in StarCraft 2 there's just no more gas, in StarCraft 1 there is gas, it's just instead of getting you 8 per trip, you get 2 per trip. You don't really need gas. Like, gas is for upgrades, but it's not something that's supposed to be. But we're building pretty basic units, so we don't need gas very much.
What do you want?
And we are gonna start the move. There's a trigger that is present in one of the mods of this game, where if you actually kill all of the Zerg, then you auto-win. This does not have, which means we're gonna have on the clock about, I don't know, 10ish minutes of downtime. In reality less, because we're going at faster speed, because why ever play below fast? Yeah, so with just one base, even with enough mineral fields, this is what you can get.
Not enough minerals. Your forces are under attack.
Not that by the time I even get there.
You want a piece of me, boy? Checked out, good to go. Go. Outstanding. You want a piece of me, boy?
Not enough minerals.
Okay, who has... So in StarCraft 2 there's a big quality of life improvement, which you can select several buildings at once. Which makes building units so much smoother. Okay, we're gonna attack from this side, not from that side. And start the attack. Now, the fancy way to do it would be with control groups, but I am tired today.
Need a light? I read you.
Also, the control groups in this particular, like, if you were doing multiple identical controls, like controls with Marines, it just don't go very well. And we're gonna play it with the we have reserves philosophy, but maybe not. So having them go on. And note, by the way, the Marines shoot up, which means that
your forces are under attack.
So this is a ramp, we go up.
Oh, is that it?
You want a piece of me,
We're
Additional supply depots required.
control, which means that I'm just not killing my units fast enough. Yeah, so I just stemmed Marines, and this is why they're moving so much faster, but they do a lot of damage. These are exactly what you would expect of the least important members of society. Again, it was kind of weird because in the lore it said that a lot of that a lot of the groups subsequently using Marines are volunteers, but it's still fundamentally the same very like disposable Marines in gameplay. It's kind of gameplay in StarCraft, very kind of where for the most part the units that are in the lore supposed to be disposable are in the game, but it doesn't always fit.
Your forces are under attack.
Yes. Naturally. Standing by. Outstanding. Rock and roll. Go, go, go.
Your forces are
Let's
under
move.
attack.
Want to turn up the heat? Give me something to shoot. Let's move. Outstanding. You want a piece of me?
There's a more efficient way of doing this, it's just that, I mean, it's a time defense mission, it doesn't matter. There are people I know who just don't like this mission.
You got my attention. Want to turn up the heat?
There's less opportunity to actually do interesting things here. Again, we're going to clear them out. Like, StarCraft 2 has a mission that's very similar to this, but that mission actually is much more of a challenge, and if you clear it... I mean, I'm sure other people can clear it, but it requires a lot more skill.
Your forces are under attack. Additional supply depots required.
And I'm losing to a few units at this point anyway. Oh, this is a static defense called the Sunken Colony. It's going to kill probably all of my Marines. Yeah, I'm doing so to all of my Marines. However, I mentioned that the philosophy in this mission, and generally when you play Terran Marines, is we only even get the ability to heal them in the sequel, in the expansion.
Your forces are under attack.
Yes. You got my attention. Fire it up. Jacked up and good to go. Outstanding. You want a piece of me, boy?
10 minutes until dropship arrival.
Give me something to shoot. Jacked up and good to go.
And, yeah.
You want a piece of me,
Hands
boy?
off. The APM is slowly decaying.
Standing by. Rock and roll. You don't want a piece of me, boy? You got my attention. Want to turn up the heat? Fire it up. You got it.
Okay, I can't queue.
Yes. You want a piece of me,
Shift queue
boy?
destinations will come
Give me
out.
something to shoot. Rock and
You can see you can shift queue actions to again move that stuff.
fire it up. You got it. Slither. Fire it up. You got it.
So now I'm gonna get breathing room. And by breathing room I mean
Want to turn up the heat?
the mission is basically on. It's like 5 more minutes. It's like 8 on the clock, but again we're overclocking.
Want to turn up the heat? Naturally.
Yes, sir?
Yeah, this is it's a little bit of an early jank, in that at the time they made this, like even the idea of you just build SCVs was viewed as so strange that this mission was much more of a challenge when the game was released. So a lot of the missions in the game that was designed to be hard in 2023 are not that hard. I mean, like if you played a very old RTS, like if you played Warcraft 1, which I did, decided to story on in 2017 for my sins. the so that game,
You got it.
it's so unresponsive that it actually is hard just because of how unresponsive it is. StarCraft 1 is nothing like that. StarCraft 1, yeah, I mean, the tank thing is a little weird. You can only select 12 units at a time and not infinity, as in... I want to see StarCraft 2, but also as in Red Alert, which is from 96. You have control groups, as in Red Alert. I think it was actually Red Alert that invented the control group, but people who know RTS history, please correct me if I'm wrong about this. And, yeah, so the mission, so for example, the placement of the mineral fields is rather weird. You would expect that if the workers are supposed to mine the mineral fields surround the command center. For gaming purposes, you're in Mexico City, Toronto Gaming, so you're gonna try to catch the under construction rail line? Yeah. Yeah, take pictures. Mexico City is sadly building too little.
Yes, sir?
And there's such a lull that I've accumulated a ton of cash. I mean, I can queue, but queuing is on macro. Queuing is
5 minutes
when you're
until
protecting
dropship
the macro.
arrival.
Commander.
And to be clear, yeah, my macro is better than my macro by a lot. My macro is not God or anything. Or innovation, I guess.
Yes.
Cyril, who's considered the best macro player in the world in SC2? Is that Cyril? Like, it used to be innovation, but...
You want a piece of me, boy?
Naturally.
the fact that innovation loses games is proof that AIs cannot play StarCraft as well as humans. Yeah, and so the...
You want a piece of me, boy?
Reporting for duty. Orders, Captain? Orders received. I can't build there.
I'll read you, sir.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Additional supply depots required.
Okay, at 130 supply, there's no enemies on the map. This is just us shitposting.
Fired up.
I'm sorry, we have the Sons of Korhal. There are a bunch of other things that are not the Confederacy, like something called Umoja, which is supposed to be Space Switzerland, and the Kelmorian Combine, which is unclear. They're just miners with no ethics, I think, is how they're portrayed. They're peripheral to the story. I think they appear in one mission.
I'll read you,
And yeah,
sir.
so
You want a piece of me, boy?
Is that it?
now if you know a little bit of lore on StarCraft, you know that James Renner is kind of portrayed as the hero of the story. Not the only one, but he's like a very core hero.
I dig.
And this is a kind of problem with the SC1 that we're technically not playing Raynor. In SC2, yeah, but here we're playing the Magistrate. So not the decision to actually get involved with the Sons of Korhal, that is a Magistrate decision. Now, in canon, the Magistrate is said to leave the group a few weeks after the events that we're about to see. And so it is, like, essentially he's a non-character. It's a character that exists. It's a philosophy that I think that Davy Thorpe's expression for this is the character is you and a player is you or something like that, where protagonists are deliberately left underdefined so that players can see themselves in them. So here we're never going to see the name of the Magistrate. It's just called Magistrate. And I say he because there is canon.
Got it.
A little bit in the in the canon novels. Likewise,
Until dropship arrival.
the Zerg Cerebrit and the Protoss Executor are like that. To the point they don't really.
Naturally.
The thing is, so there's a character in SC2. If we get to SC2, you'll see who could sounds like he could have been the Magistrate, but it's explicitly confirmed it's not him. So this is, again, it's a little bit of a flaw in the story. Not the biggest one.
Let's move.
Worst flaws.
Sons of Korhal dropships approaching.
Yeah,
Strap yourselves in, boys.
So, yeah, you kind of can't not discuss race. So, they don't do any of the racism in the South. but there are no black people in StarCraft 1. In StarCraft 2, they retconned that some black people exist, like General Warfield. And they also are a little less southern, more Firefly type Western. So this is Mission 4.
Your tenure as Colonial Magistrate is suspended, pending an official investigation of your affiliation with the Sons of Korhal. Receiving incoming transmission.
Hey man, Arcturus's boys sprung me from the prison ship. Apparently they're as frustrated with the Confederates as we are. I know their reputation, but they seem to be on the level. I think Arcturus wanted to speak with you.
Commander, Mar Sara is almost completely overrun by the Zerg. The Confederates are abandoning the planet, and so are we. However, there is one thing I'd like to do before we leave. I want you to raid this colony's Confederate outpost and retrieve whatever design or weapons schematics that you can find in their networks. With the chaos of the Confederates' evacuation, you shouldn't have any trouble getting in or out of their installation.
I'm into it.
Okay. So this is a commando mission. We have 12 units, maximum we can check, we can select. No base, we just need to not lose Raynor. Raynor is now a Marine with literally 5 times the HP, 3 times the damage, extra armor, and you remember how I talked about the engineering bay and the +1s? We have +3 here, and the enemy will have 0/0. So we cause 9 damage to them, they cause 3 to us. This is not intended to be a hard mission. There's also a mod called StarCraft Mass Recall, which is they remade StarCraft 1 in the engine of StarCraft 2, where you can choose to play this as FPS. I think FPS and not TPS, and oh my god, is that not a fun level.
This should be good.
Okay, so here we're just playing the civilians. I don't remember. This is, again, it's not a speedrun, I do not remember the
Sounds fun.
the exact path.
Right on.
Okay, this looks like it's a trap, so let's attack it.
Sounds fun. This should be good. Sounds fun.
Again, it's not a speedrun, it's not a challenge run. We're not actually trying to do it deathless, although I will feel embarrassed if we lose too many units.
This should be good.
So there's supposed to be a thing that locks,
This should be good.
and then
Oh yeah.
is that the lock?
Teleportation field activated.
Anytime you're ready. Raynor here.
Hey, you're not allowed in here.
This should be good.
Security cameras activated.
Oh, so that's weird. Okay, so we go back.
Anytime you're ready.
And it's just telling it tells us where we need to go. So we go here. And yeah. I swear the missions get more interesting toward the end of the campaign. Actually, the hardest mission, what do you think of as the hardest mission in the base game, so not the expansion, is the last mission of this campaign. Volcano Falls.
Oh yeah.
We need to go here or here. I think we go.
Sounds fun.
We do need to. So the pathing in 1998 was not the best in the world. So if there's a narrow staircase, we do need to give the units a little bit of time to find it.
Sounds fun. Oh yeah. Sounds fun.
Want to turn up the heat?
Okay, let's move with Raynor farther out. He cannot. We're not allowed to lose him, but also he has so much armor that a Marine literally causes half a point of damage to Raynor per hit.
This should be good. Oh yeah. This should be good. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. Right
automatic defense deactivated, okay. And then we go here maybe?
Right on.
And then see what goes in the last place that the cameras look at.
This should be good.
The door is locked.
Yeah, this should be good. This is Jimmy. This should be good. Right on.
You rebel scum.
Sounds fun. Oh yeah, this should be good. Right on. Zerg, I don't believe this.
Believe it. I saw Zerg with the Confederate holding pens myself, and that was over a year ago. It's clear the Confederates have known of these creatures for some time. For all we know, they could be breeding the things. Be that as it may, our priority here is accessing the Confederate network. We'll deal with the Zerg another day.
Oh yeah, this should be good.
These are called critters. They're harmless. If you click on them many times, they explode. It's a joke from Warcraft 2 that has been carried far
This is
too
Jimmy.
long.
Right on. This should be good.
Blizzard has a weird sense of humor. Like if you click the same unit many times, it starts complaining that you clicked it.
Jacked up and good to go, Commander. Standing by. Jacked up and good to go. Give me something to shoot. Commander. Standing by. Go, go, go. Give me something to shoot. Jacked up and good to go. Commander. Jacked up and good to go. We gotta move. Are you gonna give me orders? Oh my god, he's whacked. I vote we frag this, Commander. How do I get out of this chicken shit outfit? You want a piece of me, boy?
Yeah, so this is what happens when you click too many times. Again, Blizzard humor. I used to spend several hours a day playing 1v1 StarCraft 2.
Right on. This should be good.
And then I stopped.
Sounds fun. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. This should be good. Oh yeah. Right on. Sounds fun. Right on.
So it's not a fast run.
Sounds fun.
At least we're deathless so far. We have a fire bat that has 1 hit point, but it's 2 hit points. There's also a fire bat that has so much armor.
Right
I'm
on.
not really sure 1 hit point
This should be
would
good.
cut. Okay, maybe we don't want to deal with the
Sounds
fucking
fun.
Terran,
Right on.
but we do.
This should be good. Oh yeah. Sounds fun.
Mass firepower for everyone. Maybe not
You
have
got my attention.
Anytime you're ready.
maybe not have most
Oh
damage.
Sounds fun. Right on. This should be good. Oh yeah.
Oh, no longer deathless.
Teleportation field activated.
This is Jimmy.
These are very wounded.
Unauthorized entry detected.
It's them. Blast them. Sounds fun. Oh yeah.
Let's move
Anytime you're
Rainer to
ready.
the front so that he tanks, because again he takes practically no damage due to armor and a million hit points.
Right on. This should be good.
Rainer,
Oh yeah.
why are you sometimes a vulture?
This should be good. Right on.
This is called a ghost. It's special, it has a lot of special abilities that it's not using in this level.
Right on. This should be good.
Like it can turn invisible.
Oh yeah. Sounds fun. Right on.
And
Sounds
then
fun.
ignore this fire back, you just click, and yep, we're done.
Hey, we found the plans, man. Have the transports waiting when we come out.
Yep. So the Protoss, the race that destroyed Chowsara, also destroyed Marsar. Now the game is kind of so the game is the softest sci-fi ever. It's space fantasy. So it doesn't really say what it means to extinguish all life. Does it mean glassing? Because no, they do resettle the planet later.
discs.
Sounds
They
good.
expect to have them decoded shortly. I hope whatever's on those discs is worth it.
Receiving incoming transmission from Arcturus Minsk.
You and Captain Rayner have done well, Commander. I believe our efforts have weakened the Confederacy's grip on the fringe worlds. But our job out here isn't done yet. Lieutenant Kerrigan, my second in command, will elaborate.
I'll get straight to the point. Our sources tell us that Antigua Prime is ready to begin open revolt against the Confederacy. Unfortunately, the Confederates seem to be aware of this as well. They've stationed a large detachment of Alpha Squadron troops there, under the command of General Duke.
It will be your job, Commander, to free this colony and show our good intent to the Antiguan people. Lieutenant Kerrigan will help you deal with Duke's officers. The rest of the Confederates are yours to deal with.
So, we're gonna talk for a sec about Kerrigan. Millimeter.
Right
So we have Jimmy back on a vulture. Now we are red because it's the color of the Sons of Korhal. Previously we were blue.
Right on.
And Kerrigan.
Captain Raynor, I finished scouting out the area and... You pig!
What? I haven't even said anything to you yet.
Yeah, but you were thinking it.
Oh, yeah. You're a telepath. Look, let's just get on with this, okay?
Right. I'm waiting on
Yeah,
you.
so this
I read you.
is what passed for romance in 1998.
They can sense me even when I'm cloaked. We should take these out.
Lots of sexual harassment.
I read you.
Also, by the way, canonically, and this is because when the partner was playing, it was unclear. Canonically, Sarah Kerrigan right now is 26, and Jim Raynor is 29. Like,
I gotcha.
Raynor does not look 29.
Go ahead, Commander.
The voice actor, I think at this point he was in his 40s, maybe, Robert Clotworthy, and
What?
then reprises his role.
Thinking the same thing.
And
This is Jimmy.
okay, so we're gonna do something called lockdown, which is something that
I read you.
the ghost can do to
What now?
lock down a mechanical unit and make it unable to do anything. This is our bane whenever we try to play any complex mechanical
I
unit.
gotcha.
Against
I read
Terran.
you. It'd be a pleasure.
And these are special abilities. You can think of them as spells, and you should think of this energy as mana. Like, this is a game with the history of being like Warcraft. Like, it's literally, the joke was that it used to be called Orcs in Space.
Give me something to shoot.
So I'm trying to remember how do we do this, because we will get fired on from the bunkers.
Thinking the same thing. What now?
So now
You. It'd be a pleasure.
we destroy these.
I'm waiting on you.
They lose vision. So if Kerrigan is invisible, then only things that are called detectors can detect her, and the missile turrets, like generally the anti-airs, detect invisible units. So missile turrets for Terran, something called Spore Colony
I'm
for...
taking care of business on this end, Commander. I think the Antigans are ready to back us up, too.
That's right. We've tolerated these Confederate goons long enough.
Base is under attack.
So these are their bunkers, these are our bunkers, we have high ground. And we can build SCVs before anything else. We now have a flying unit called the Wraith, which unfortunately is almost the worst unit in the game, because it has an upgrade that lets it, like the Ghost, go invisible. And
Commander, I'm picking up a
this
large
means that
Confederate strike force advancing in our position.
in what passed for balance and that era, it meant that they had to make everything else about the unit, except its anti-air,
This is Jimmy.
like laughably weak. Like the Marine causes 6 damage, the Wraith against ground causes 8 damage, and it fires like at the speed of like an Amtrak train. and not the northeast guard either. Like, let's see what happens.
Coordinates received.
SCV good to go, sir. Affirmative.
In the same amount of time, in the same space.
Rock and roll. Go, go, go.
Yeah, it's
SCV good to go, sir.
a bit more damage in a marine. I think fires. I think half the attack speed. Yeah.
Yes,
Garbage
sir.
unit.
Affirmative. SCV good to go,
And the
sir.
Protoss has the exact same thing, except without the invisibility, which is called the
Yes,
scout.
sir.
Again, decent anti-air, garbage, everything else. We're not going to build vultures because they're terrible.
SCV good to go, sir.
We're going to build maybe a wraith or two, just to contest the air a little bit. And then we're going to just build. We're just going to build drop ships and bring marines across. This is a little bit of an island map. Like, this is a river that crosses the entire map, and you can cross the river.
SCV good to go, sir. I read you.
So this is just going to be a very long slog of saturating the space with so many mineral fields are one behind the other, as opposed to just the way they would be. I say now, by 2010 already, they figured, or even some of them before, that they could just have them in an arc around the location of the command center.
I read you.
And once they figured that out, everything got a lot less jank.
Reporting for duty.
Eventually, we're going to build a second command center. As I said, you should be building multiple command center.
SCV good to go, sir. What now? I read
In
you.
order to speed up resource gathering, speed up production. We have two factories which we would absolutely use if we
SCV good to go, sir.
thought that it was
Yes,
good
sir.
to make vultures.
Right away,
It
sir.
is not.
Job's finished.
This is essentially how you macro. Except I'm making a lot of mistakes
SCV
that
good to
I'm
go,
okay
sir.
with because
Orders
it's
received. Yes, sir. Orders received. Roger
how
that.
close can I get?
Orders received.
So you can never build exactly next to the minerals.
SCV good to go,
You
sir.
have to build a little bit of a distance, so you can never mine. So the most efficient way to mine the closest minerals you can get is, I think, with 2 SCVs per patch. But if there's a distance, you need 3.
Commander. Go, go, go.
I read you. SCV good to go, sir.
Not enough
Yes,
minerals.
sir. Right away, sir. Orders received. Affirmative. SCV good to go, sir. I read you.
You want
Right
a
away,
piece of
sir.
me, boy?
Job's finished.
Meanwhile, we're gonna start getting ourselves dropships. Dropships require a control tower. These are little apples you get in town buildings. I think we're also going
You want
to
a piece of me, boy?
Yes, sir.
now, because I'm
Right away, sir.
paranoid about
You want a piece of
enemy
me,
rates
boy?
cloaking, we are gonna get an eBay so that we can get upgrades, but also so that we can get, much more importantly than upgrades,
You want a piece of me,
this.
boy?
Order scout, job's
Outline
finished.
complete.
SCV good to go,
so that we
sir.
can get what's it called, missile turrets for the background.
Orders
Because
received.
wraiths can also cloak.
Orders scout.
This is why they suck. As I said, it's balanced for what was thought to be an OP unit. Oh, hi.
SCV good to go, sir. Roger that. Right away, sir. Job's finished.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Build a silver
Can I
loop
take
there.
your order?
SCV good to go,
Piece
sir.
of me, boy?
In transit, HQ.
Yes, sir. Reporting for duty.
Your forces are under attack.
Job's finished.
Insufficient
Okay.
gasoline
Good to go,
gas.
sir.
It does occur to me that we have not collected a single spec of
SCV good to go, sir.
Vespine, so let's do that.
I read you.
Do we have
Orders
gasoline?
received. I read you. SCV good to go, sir.
Commander. Let's move.
SCV good good to go, sir.
Not enough minerals.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Let's go. Let's upgrade. Let's upgrade.
SCV good to go, sir.
Base is under attack.
Go ahead, Commander. Coordinates received.
I'm ready. I gotcha. It'd be a pleasure.
Yeah, we shouldn't fight with your units because they're fragile, but this is fine. And we got a couple of dropships. I don't know how many. Let's say 4, 6.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Reporting for duty.
Standing by.
It's 8 units to it's 8 Marines to a dropship. Some units occupy more space than that, like a
Upgrade complete.
yeah, that's
Can I take your order?
yeah. I'm not limited in gas and limited in production.
SCV good to go, sir.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Job's finished. I read you.
Standing by. Vector locked in.
You want a piece of me, boy?
If I can move these like 4 inside dropships and +1.
You want a piece of
Be
me, boy?
32.
Standing by.
So we went from 18
Upgrade
selector,
complete.
4.
Research complete.
It's a good timing.
Can I take your order? Destination?
Standing by.
Yeah, we got more Marines.
Destination?
And maybe to check and check to move with just the right time.
You want a piece of me, boy?
4 dropships. Let's do. So it's gonna be a 5th dropship and maybe Wraith.
Can I take your order?
Yep.
Destination? Input
So
coordinates.
32 Marines is ready. We're not gonna bring Kerrigan because we do not want to
Piece of me, boy?
Even though I want to say dislike her as a character. I don't actually dislike her as a character. I dislike the character. I dislike what they're doing to her arc, to her character arc.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Destination?
Oh, by the way,
SCV good to go, sir.
I will point something out, and this is an observation not just made with the challenge runner, Giant Grant Games.
You want a piece of me, boy?
He points out that you're gonna get upgrades for it.
Standing by.
Go ahead, HQ. I copy that.
The Confederacy is deliberately incompetent. I mean, not inert, but like they're deliberately portrayed as just completely incompetent at defense.
Reporting in.
So,
Coordinates received.
other adversaries are much more tactically adept. And the Confederacy, yeah, I mean, they refuse to defend their own colonists. Like, who cares?
Vector locked in.
Additional supply depots required.
I got the scan so I can have protection because I think
Piece of me, boy?
Additional supply depots required.
And there we go. This is very not the speed run.
Base is under attack.
What?
Go, go, go.
Add-on complete.
Give me some of this shoot. Rock and roll. Let's move. You want a piece of me, boy?
I lost most of it, but it doesn't matter.
Read the waiting launch orders.
All right, bring it on.
We've made some vultures, which are going to be useful.
Reporting in.
Upgrade complete.
Okay, we have 1-1. And yeah, let's
You want a piece of me, boy? Go ahead, Commander. Go ahead, Commander. You want a piece of me, boy? Standing by.
Input coordinates.
You want a piece of me, boy?
and the Goliath is this anti-air unit. It's anti-ground. It's good, and as a result,
Go ahead, HQ.
Checked up and good to go.
Strap yourselves in, boys.
Your forces are under attack.
Commander.
Destination?
this one as well, and we can do
Hang on. Here's the
Go ahead, Commander. Commander.
and yeah, this is what it's gonna
I'm
be.
listening. Destination in transit, HQ.
Rocket and roll, Cord. Give me something to shoot.
Marines are all amazing in the base game, but when you get crazy good in the sequel, the controlling with what I'm fighting, it's fine.
Input coordinates. Buckle up.
Standing by. Let's move.
And they actually get semi-visible when you get mad.
Go ahead. You want a piece of me, boy?
We're stepping on the mines. It's not
Go
very
ahead,
important.
Jacked up and good to go. Commander. Go, go, go. Standing by. Give me something to shoot.
Go ahead, HQ.
You want a piece of me, boy?
In transit, HQ.
Go ahead, Commander.
Go ahead, HQ. In the 5x5x5.
Your forces are under
Standing
attack.
by. Go, go, go. Rock and roll. Let's
Oh, I
move.
guess the right flank is open this one.
Go ahead, HQ.
How nice.
Reporting in. Standing by. Outstanding. Go, go, go. Give me something to shoot. Outstanding. Go, go, go. Let's move. Outstanding. Go, go, go. Rock and roll. Let's move. Outstanding. Rock and roll. Go, go, go. Outstanding. Go, go, go.
Bring you back here into the time to attack us.
Let's move. Rock and roll.
Like the idea of bases is like very tightly defensible places with checkpoints. That's something that only started in that's something that only really started in the game.
Base is under attack.
Once World War came in, not World War II, once the multiplayer came in, then and it turned out that it's quite unbeatable if you didn't have kill points.
Give me something to shoot. Jacked up and good to go.
So they definitely have to come up with a lot of map clones purely as a
Give me something to
balance.
shoot. Go, go, go.
Buckle up.
In here,
Something to shoot.
know how little the rate is contributing to this project formation. I believe we just started the total. Yep. The missions will get more interesting over time. NORAD 2.
It appears that the Confederates are in a state of panic about the Antiguan revolt. I'm picking up a high number of Confederate transmissions going back and forth between their outposts and their headquarters on Tarsonis. Most of the transmissions are heavily coded, but wait, here's something.
There's a General Duke calling from Alpha Squadron flagship NORAD 2. We've crash-landed and are being hit hard by the Zerg. Request immediate backup from anyone receiving this signal. Repeat, this is a Priority 1 distress call.
Zerg? Here? Serves them right. About time they got a taste of what it's like to be in there mixing it up.
Jim, I want you to move in and save that base.
I'm positive I didn't hear that right.
Arcturus, have you lost your mind?
Listen, I know Duke's a cold-hearted bastard, but an entire colony shouldn't have to suffer for that. Besides, a Confederate general could prove to be a powerful ally. This is an opportunity we cannot miss.
I don't like this at all.
I'm not asking you to like it. I'm asking you to do it.
Yes, sir.
Great. Let's get this over with.
So, war stuff that has not been mentioned
Anytime you're ready.
is the Ghost program is abusive as all fuck. Like, they identify children with psionic potential, take them from their parents, and turn them into ghosts. Jim Raynor, and just to say, where it said that he's canonically 29 but doesn't feel that way, he lost a son to the Ghost program.
SCV, good to go, sir.
So his son had to go to
This is Jimmy.
the program, and then he was told that
If we're doing this, we better hurry. That ship won't last long against those Zergs.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Oh, right, we don't even... We need gas just to be able to...
Not enough minerals.
Reporting for duty.
How about we stop wasting money on repairing something that's already burning? We need gas to be able to...
Reporting for duty. Yes, sir.
Jacked up
We
and
will
good to
man
go.
the bunkers.
Stand in mind. Stand in
SCV,
mind,
good to go,
Commander.
sir. Yes,
Not
sir.
enough minerals.
We don't start with a lot of workers. We start with, I think, 2. I think in multiplayer we start with 4, which I think is the minimum that lets you actually keep getting enough money to build more workers in early game.
SCV, good to go, sir.
In SC2 you of course start with 12 because they're nuts. By they're nuts, I mean the game does not have the first couple minutes of the game that are boring
SCV, good to
when
go,
people
sir.
just build workers.
Affirmative.
I actually think I like the tempo changes they made.
Not enough minerals.
SCV, good to go, sir.
In
Orders
Legislative
received.
Void. So 12 workers, much faster speed. I'm playing them the fastest speed available.
SCV, good to
Not
go,
enough
sir.
minerals.
Reporting for duty.
So again, you saturate minerals before gas, and we are gonna go.
Jacked up and good to go. Fire it
SCV,
up.
good to go, sir. Reporting for duty.
Again, as soon as we can get gas, we get gas because battle cruisers cost gas. So to repair NORAD 2,
SCV, good to
we
go,
need
sir.
gas.
Reporting for duty.
And again, we do the same thing. We build units. We have a new unit, which is this anti-air Goliath. The anti-air that it has is called explosive. It's kind of the opposite of the concussive of the
Job finished. Orders
Ghost and the Vulture and the Fire Rat. So it causes less damage to small than to large. It's not 1/4, it's 1/2 damage to small, 3/4 damage to medium. Okay, at this point we can start.
SCV, good to go, sir. Roger that. Yes, sir.
By the way, if you're wondering about repairs, the full cost of repair is 1/4 the cost of the building or mechanical unit in minerals and gas. The total time it takes to repair by one SCV is equal to the construction time, and several SCVs can repair
Good to
together
go, sir.
at
I read you.
twice the speed. So.
Orders, Captain. I I read you.
Actually want to...
Your forces are under attack.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Yes, sir.
Forgot to
Roger
focus
that.
these because we don't macro as well as I think they do.
Give me something to shoot.
SCV good to go, sir.
And even we're going to claim an expansion.
You want a piece of me,
Enough
boy?
of an enemy force that it's useful.
SCV good to go, sir. Yes, sir. Orders received.
And non-stop building. Lots of economy, lots of units, lots of units, lots of wind. We're gonna
SCV good to go, sir.
get Goliath because, as I said, we don't like the vultures. Because the vultures are
Not
for
enough
people
minerals.
with, like,
Not
very
enough
good
minerals.
macro, and I live in a country where we don't actually build a lot of subways. We're not building, we don't have this nationwide high-speed rail network, and we don't have these multiple...
Add-on complete.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Wait, this is for siege tanks. Sorry. I built something this one.
Job finished.
Okay, let's get to an armory.
Job finished.
The purpose of the armory is to enable the Goliath.
Not enough minerals.
Reporting
You
for
want a
duty.
piece of me, boy?
I think that's it. And we're gonna have a very good... sorry, down.
Upgrade complete.
Need a light.
Look how slow this upgrades and how fast this upgrades.
I read you.
And it's mostly gonna be morale Goliath, just to show you the armor. Okay.
Upgrade complete.
You want a piece of me, boy?
By the way, so yeah, the Confederacy is pretty intentionally incompetent. The
You want a piece of me,
Max is kind of charming, you might notice, with how he doesn't lead with, ooh, it's good for our politics stuff with generals, as well, the colony should suffer for that. And yeah, but
Conway lock
piece of me, boy?
target designated. Now com lock.
now here are actual defenses, like we sunk once.
Go, go, go. You want a
Your
piece of me,
forces are
boy?
under attack.
Now I said you need to build multiple production buildings, now that we're saturated, we should transition to that.
Reporting for duty. Right away, sir.
Commander, let's move.
Research complete.
Go ahead, TACOM.
Okay, so now we have 10.
here.
Do we have second base?
Right on. Oh, yeah. You want a piece of me, boy?
Your forces are under attack.
Give me something to shoot. Outstanding.
Okay, let's not get Trainer killed. It would be embarrassing for us on mission 6. Okay.
Your forces are under attack.
Job finished.
Channel open.
Job finished.
You want a piece of me, boy?
SCV good to go, sir.
Your forces are under attack.
Systems functional. Acknowledged HQ.
Give me something to shoot. Online. You want a piece of me, boy?
The last kind of fun. It's not that great at killing ground units. It's really good at killing air units.
Your forces are under attack.
You want a piece of me, boy? Give me something to shoot.
Upgrade complete.
I read you.
Your forces are under attack.
Raider here. This is Jimmy.
Let's go.
Standing by. You want a piece of me, boy? Standing by.
And we're running out of money. So as I said, we do need a second base
Your
eventually.
forces are under attack.
Roger that. Orders received. I read you. Roger that. Right away, sir. Orders received.
Yep. Second base.
Affirmative.
You want a piece of me, boy? Rock and roll.
Goliath online.
Orders, Captain? SCV good to go,
Your
sir.
forces are under
Right
attack.
away, sir.
Jacked up and good to go. Go,
This is
go,
when you're
go.
just camping, so they can't pick up. As soon as this Hydra or whatever it is comes out, we'll go.
Your forces
The
are
eggs
under attack.
themselves. Oh
Piece
shit.
of me, boy.
Orders received. Roger that. Yes, sir.
Your
Right away,
forces are
sir.
under attack.
Orders, Captain?
Outstanding.
Go ahead, Terran. Acknowledged HQ. Aircom locked.
Not enough minerals.
Orders received.
System functioning.
Sorry.
Target designated. Confirmed. Target designated.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Acknowledged HQ. Confirmed. Target designated. Acknowledged HQ.
So let's look around. We're gonna go. So these are Scourge, these are suicide anti-air flyers.
Target
I'm
designated.
probably not gonna do heavy air on this mission, but in case people are to do something cute like float wings, you do need to bring 2 dropships. Straight up.
Your forces
Yeah.
are
Give
under
me something to
attack.
shoot.
Orders, Captain? Right away, sir.
Which sucks.
This is Jimmy.
I read you. Right away, sir.
Comlink
SCV good to go,
online.
sir.
Acknowledged HQ.
Standing by. You want a piece of me, boy?
Goliath
Yes,
online.
sir.
You want a piece of me, boy? Jacked up and good to go. Let's move.
And yeah.
SCV good to go,
You want
sir.
a piece of me,
Channel
boy?
open. Acknowledged HQ.
Your forces are under
Goliath
attack.
online.
Rock and roll. Anytime.
Good to
Let's
go,
attack
sir.
them first. Maybe not whatever. Let's do not lose.
This should be good.
Your forces are under attack.
Goliath online. Acknowledged HQ.
Raider here.
lost very much, but we're making progress. That's what's important.
I read you. Reporting for duty.
You got my attention.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Yeah, I can go to 4 flanks.
Yes, sir.
Your forces are under attack.
And do even have.
Goliath online.
Yeah.
Reporting for duty.
You want a piece of me, boy?
You keep saying that I'm not going to build fire, but
Yes,
I'm not going to
sir.
build.
Affirmative.
Your
Yes.
forces are under attack.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Confirmed. Systems functional.
Your forces are under attack.
Need a light.
Commander. Outstanding.
Calling online. Acknowledged HQ.
Job finished.
Commander.
Goliath online.
Your forces are under attack.
Job finished.
You got my attention.
Standing by. You want a piece of me, boy? Go, go, go.
Need a light.
No, the eggs have 10 armor, so we shouldn't really shoot the units with very high damage after things.
You got my attention.
So just camp.
Acknowledged HQ.
We're about to probably eventually bring the 2 dropships as requested.
Reporting for duty.
And we're supply blocked.
I read you.
Goliath online.
This is not
Reporting for duty.
Additional supply
the best way I'm
is
playing Amazon
required.
at all. And I'm sorry.
You want a piece of me,
Additional
boy?
We'll get better into the harder missions, which
Go ahead,
I
TACOM.
have a better instinct for how, when I can do that.
TACOM locked. Acknowledged HQ.
So keep going.
TACOM locked.
Rainer here.
Job finished.
Give me some of this shoot.
Job finished.
Comlink online. Confirmed.
Job finished. Job finished.
Right, the those Rainer and 2 dropships. Yeah.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, this is gonna be greedy to build a second one.
Channel open. Go ahead, TACOM.
Pushing, we went into about 20-minute mark, and we could have won at probably the 12-minute mark without much of a speed run.
Acknowledged.
There's a way to cheese this mission. You fly the dropships, and you figure out how to have other things to bait the.
Comlink online.
Yep. So enter like this or like this card,
This should be good.
which are again terrifying.
Anytime you're ready.
Maybe destroy these or dropships and fly more on the more direct routing. Yeah. Also kills.
Channel open.
I'm just gonna check what's over there.
Can I take your order?
Goliath
I'm
online.
You don't want a piece of me, boy. You want a piece of me, boy.
Your forces are under attack.
Targets designated.
Just some static.
You want a piece of me, boy. Outstanding.
Destination?
Your forces are under attack.
One more to the point.
Can I take your order? In the 5.
Yeah, this was I was worried about, but we managed to survive. But we managed to kill the Scourge before this.
Comlink online.
They destroyed
Upgrade
him.
complete.
Target designated.
Go ahead, HQ.
Your forces are under attack.
Channel open.
This is StarCraft pathing. We need to do a little bit of
Channel
babysitting.
open.
Go ahead, Commander. Sounds fun.
Destination?
You're about the last folks I expected to show up. What's your angle here, Minsk?
Our angle? I'll give you an angle, you slimy Confederate piece of
Jim, enough. I'll handle this. The Confederacy has fallen apart, Duke. Its colonies are in open revolt. The Zerg are rampaging unchecked. What would have happened here today if we hadn't shown up?
Your point?
I'm giving you a choice. You can return to the Confederacy and lose, or you can join us and help save our entire race from being overrun by the Zerg. I don't think it's a difficult decision.
Join forces with you? I'm a general, for God's sake.
A general without an army. I'm offering you a position in my cabinet, not just some backwater post. Don't test my patience, Edmund.
All right, Minsk. We got a deal.
You've made the right choice, General Duke.
I can't believe you're really gonna trust this snake.
Don't worry, Jim. He's our snake now.
Alright. Okay, now the missions start getting more interesting.
Commander, our position has been discovered. As of 2 hours ago, a large Confederate strike force arrived on Antigua Prime and established a base camp within our defensive perimeter. Arcturus Manx is calling a meeting.
Greetings. I know you're all concerned about the Confederate strike force. But first, we have a grave matter to discuss. It seems our data disks didn't hold weapon designs after all. Lieutenant Kerrigan will explain.
You all know that the Confederates run a program for psychically gifted humans, training them to be ghosts. Those running the program found that the Zerg are attuned to the psychic emanations of ghosts.
So the Zerg are here for you, darling? This keeps getting better and better.
Shut up. There's been a lot of secret Confederate research surrounding ghosts and the Zerg. What we stole was a small but critical piece of the puzzle. Designs for a transplanar psionic waveform emitter. The emitters broadcast the neural imprint of a ghost, but at a much greater magnitude. These things reach across worlds.
The Confederacy used these psi emitters to lure the Zerg into isolated containment areas. Your colony, Mars Sara Commander, was one such location.
What are you saying?
I'm saying the Zerg are a secret weapon developed by the Confederacy. I'm saying you were all subjects of a Confederate weapons test. Just as they destroyed Korhal with nuclear weapons to establish dominance a generation ago, they would use the Zerg to put an end to their other rivals. Only this time there'd be no outrage. Who could suspect the aliens were their creation? No, they'd be lauded as heroes for coming in and destroying the Zerg. It's time the Confederacy paid for its crimes. And I know just the way. Lieutenant Kerrigan is going to plant an emitter at the Confederate base camp. Commander, you will provide her with an escort. When the Zerg arrive, they'll break the blockade for us and we'll make our escape. Now, get moving.
We're gonna do some early stuff in the mission. We're gonna talk about the briefing.
I'm having doubts about this, Arcturus. I just don't think anyone deserves to have the Zerg unleashed on them.
I know you have personal feelings about this.
Base is under
Can't
attack.
let your past cloud your judgment. Carry out your orders, Lieutenant.
So, Terran buildings can fly, so we're gonna land them. Because this is an undefensible area.
SCV good to go, sir.
Where is the base?
I read you.
And now we're getting a new unit, which is called the Siege Tank. Time to kick ass. Just because
Your forces are under attack.
very powerful. So let's actually maybe flee with these units so that they don't die for nothing to tank fire. These are
Good to go, sir. Orders, Captain?
So I do want to point out something, which is that I don't know to what extent it was intentional, but
Base is under attack.
way Max weaponizes conspiracy theories, it's actually realistic of this kind of extremism. Remember, Mansk, at no point were we told that Mansk is nice. Mansk is a terrorist. Again, it's not shown on screen, but it's all there in the manual.
Right away, sir.
Are we even going to use this? So we have the new unit called the Science Vessel. The Science Vessel is mobile detection. So as I said, the anti-air for each unit.
SCV, good to go, sir.
Oh, do I have? So I sometimes have, Shadow. I sometimes have poses when
Additional supply depots
I sometimes have poses when I have when I watch streams, like when I watch news stream, for example. I think it's my internet connection not being very good.
Additional supply depots required.
So we have two new units. This is mobile detection. So as I said, there are units that go invisible, like the Wraith. This time they're not gonna give us Black Friday discounts. We're gonna get they're gonna give us the Wraiths that do actually use their cloaking powers. So we do need detection. Detection can come the following ways. So for every race, the anti-air turret is a detector, and there's also a mobile detector. For the Zerg, it's these flying blimps called the Overlords, which are also their supply depots, the mask.
Not enough minerals.
For the Protoss, these are little things called observers, which are invisible themselves. For the Terran, these are the most expensive, the science vessels. They also have special abilities which we're not going to use. And as a result, the Terrans also have something that's called scanning, the contact station that I
Your
have.
forces are under attack.
Something on your mind?
She's got a bunker here afterwards. Also get an academy, because we should get... So in this mission we're going to go biotank. Finally, we're going to use the siege tank. Siege tank. It's called a siege. It's called siege tank, but it's not a tank. Like, I mean, it's militarily. Thank you. It's militarily kind of like an artillery. Like its main attribute is that it is not very mobile when it's in siege mode, and it shoots faster than it can see. Which is exactly how modern artillery works. It's indirect. It's called indirect fire. So it can be put in tank mode or siege mode, and because it's StarCraft 1, every single ability needs to be researched, so we need to research siege mode, which is silly, but do I have detection here? Yep. Okay, after this one is... so a Wraith attacked us from behind for some reason.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
Ready to roll out.
Yep.
Destination?
Ready to roll is iconic enough that I actually know someone in queer community in Berlin who said that when they are ready to go somewhere with their housemates, they say ready to roll out. So what we're going to do is we're going to push with tanks to get this expansion, and then we're going to get to the point which is here. Let's get Academy upgrade. Probably also get eBay upgrade. Don't want to get too many upgrades because we're going to run out of money, and we don't actually have a lot of mineral patches on the starting base.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Jacked up and good to go.
We do need to research siege mode.
Not enough minerals.
And wait.
Jacked up and good to go.
Job's finished.
So we're gonna use we use air units like maybe the science vessel to spawn.
Commencing.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Upgrade complete.
Affirmative, sir.
They're just very vulnerable to anti-air. Because again, they don't have attack.
Excellent.
So we don't want to put them near the Marines, we want to have, I think...
Identify target.
Okay, we're gonna get... we accidentally built a second eBay. Because, I am, in case it's unclear, very
Research
smart.
complete.
This is the direction of attack. Let's start to move with 3 tanks, maybe.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Ready to roll out.
Siege tanks are so expensive. I mean, they're
Jacked
actually
up and good to go.
very good. So. There's a reason they cost so much. Okay. So when we get to 200 minerals, we're gonna build. We're gonna start upgrading. So this is called a slow push. What we're gonna do, which is move a tank one at a time. Tanks are immobile in siege mode. So.
Yes, sir. Delighted to, sir.
We have a census.
Standing by. Outstanding.
Identify target. Move it.
So this is how we do the slow push.
Destination.
We keep going like this, 1 or 2 at a time.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Proceeding.
Commander.
Ready to go now.
And we have this counter sweep so we can see the invisible wraiths. This is
Yes, sir.
important.
Move it.
And if we didn't, we could have moved this. Probably have been more efficient. But I'm not playing especially efficient with them.
Identify target.
And very soon it's gonna be time to.
You want a piece of me, boy? You want a piece of me, boy?
Wait, we're gonna run out of. And now we're gonna go here.
Orders, sir. Delighted to, sir.
By the way, I forgot to say, siege tanks have a minimum range when they're in siege mode. Important.
Additional supply depots.
We're supposed to also do Goliath. Maybe?
I'm waiting on you. Job's finished.
So we can.
You want a piece of me, boy?
So this is the SCV that has the thing we need to get to the point. We're gonna keep it here. Maybe move things around so we can build command center. Yep. So we should take the high ground. And maybe get to. Oh, we need an armory for a guy.
Reporting for duty.
Standing by.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Bear in mind, siege tanks don't shoot quickly. They just have insane range and splash.
Orders, sir. Absolutely.
Use the mobile detection a little bit. We don't need this to be this far now.
Upgrade complete.
Do we want to go +2? We get +2. Probably.
Yes, sir. SCV good to go, sir.
sir. Absolutely.
This is the slow push, and it's called slow push. And the speed is in the name.
SCV good to go,
Give me
sir.
some of this shit.
Probably kill this. Let's go.
Report for duty. Orders received.
Not enough minerals.
SCV good to go, sir. I read you.
And start building. And we have all. Probably get a lot of upgrades because upgrades are how we expand.
Jacked up and good to go. Let's move. Rock and roll. Go, go, go. Let's move. Give me some of this shoot. Receiving headquarters.
Orders, Captain. I read you.
What now?
Goliath online.
I read you.
Give me some of this shoot. Outstanding. Rock and roll.
Eventually, we're just gonna, like, on the big list of macro missions, so mission 8 and mission 10, we're just gonna go, Goliath tank, because these are good units, and Terran should be playing that. In StarCraft.
Proceeding.
You want a piece of this,
Sir.
Okay, so let's actually slow push.
I read you.
Goliath online.
I read you.
Okay, tank,
Systems
Goliath,
functional.
Marines. Marines are not that actually good.
Destination.
And SC2 they're again amazing. In SC1 they're not good. They get better when you have medics for them, so that they're still extremely disposable, but they don't insta die.
Go ahead, Terran.
Your forces are under attack.
We got more Marines. All the good stuff. Let's do a Wraith just because.
Your forces are under attack.
Money.
Give me some of this shoot.
We should have probably built more rocks, but it's too late without the mission.
You want a piece of me, boy? Outstanding.
Your forces are under attack.
Destination. Absolutely.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Proceeding.
Acknowledged HQ.
Okay, let's pull back and let the things cover.
Moving.
Go ahead, Terran.
Destination. D92, sir. Orders, sir. Moving. Proceeding. Yes, sir.
Your forces are under attack.
Systems functional.
We lost the tank.
Go ahead,
Nice.
Terran.
Your forces are under attack.
But reinforcements are coming.
Go ahead, Terran. Target designated.
Lieutenant Kerrigan reporting.
Okay, I've lost.
Identify target. Orders, sir.
This will cover.
Identify target.
Standing by.
I read you. Orders, Captain? Affirmative.
Upgrade complete.
Identify
Piece
target.
of me, boy.
Okay.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Your forces are under attack.
You want a piece of me,
Upgrade
boy?
complete.
Ready to roll out.
Upgrade
You want a piece of
complete.
me, boy?
Do I have +3? Ooh, we have +3 already. Science facilities require like a plus more than
You want a piece of me, boy?
it's very good
Destination.
for us, we're different.
D92,
You want a
sir.
piece of me, boy? Receiving headquarters.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Job
You
finished.
want a piece of me, boy?
Destination. Ready to
You
roll
want a
out.
piece of me, boy?
Job finished.
Reporting in.
It's not usually good to have a melange, but...
Yes, sir!
We have upgraded now.
Your forces are under attack.
Standing by. On line. Locked in. Standing by. Outstanding. Let's move.
Destination!
Piece of me, boy. You want a piece of me, boy?
Yes, sir! Identify target. Orders, sir!
Great. Give me some of these shooters. Outstanding. Commander, go, go, go. Reporting in. Give me some of this shoot.
Destination delighted to, sir!
Go ahead, Terran.
Yes, sir?
Jacked up and good to go.
So we go here, and that's how we run.
Standing by.
Is there a reason I go mirroring tank? Yeah, vultures are not good against anything other than infantry, and I don't have good line count. Like, I actually don't have good line count. Oh, and this is our favorite unit, the battle cruiser. Big ship, straight out of science fiction, and we're gonna kill it with a bunch of...
Orders, sir!
yeah.
Destination!
Like I constantly go Goliath tank because Goliaths require the micro of a decent player and not the micro. Like vultures are very fast. They do things with them. Okay. By the way, we take this SCV here anyway. So let's give this dude some cover. So that he will not be attacked.
Just promise me we'll never do anything like this again.
We will do whatever it takes to save humanity. Our responsibility is too great to do any less.
So now we unleashed the Zerg on the Confederacy because they unleashed it on us, and this is exactly how war works. You make conspiracy theories against the other side, and you do what you could theoretically did, and the Protoss exterminated the planet. And there is supposed to be a mission between which Raynor and Duke snipe at each other.
Incoming transmission.
Kerrigan
The
mocks
time
them.
of our final strike against the Confederacy is close at hand. Before we can strike at Tarsonis itself, however, we must break through the Confederacy's most potent defenses. General Duke will brief you.
I've defended Tarsonis in over 30 major battles, so I know its defenses inside and out. There are 3 primary orbital platforms that serve as staging areas for the Confederate fleet. If we assault the central platform, we should cause enough of a ruckus to allow a small force to break through the planetary defenses.
General, I'm impressed. I never figured you for the frontal assault type.
Well, the Confederates have Omega and Delta Squadron troops defending the platform. And they're nothing compared to my Alpha Squadron boys.
Right.
Alright. So we're in this weird situation in which we don't start with a base, we start with floating buildings that we need to land.
I haven't got all day.
Standing by.
I haven't got all day.
And so we're just going to move the buildings. We don't have multiple building selection because this is SC1 and SC2, and this means that we need to...
Commander, let's move.
Orders, Captain?
Ghost reporting.
And we have a new unit, which is the Ghost, which is another special ability unit, which I'm not gonna use very much due to my potato micro.
Alpha Squadron never would have left this equipment behind. That's what I call sloppy.
So, Terran have this thing where, each,
Input coordinates.
where, not each, but many of its main buildings can actually, have a little building on the side, and, you can actually possess buildings of opposed Terran.
Reporting for duty.
Now we're a supply block,
I'm listening.
so we can't build SCVs right away. And
I haven't got all day.
do we even have gas? Yes, the gas is. Do I actually, you know something? I don't need the nuclear silos. This mission really wants you to use nukes, which.
Job's finished.
I mean, when I say nukes, it conjures the image of, well, a nuke, but they should be thought of as, essentially just targeting artillery, like they're not actually that. So, they're not actually nuclear. There's a mod called Real Scale that tries to simulate, what is it in Real Scale? And, I think the nukes there, which are like so much more powerful than like anything in the game, in the actual game, are apparently the smallest nukes that are physically possible. And yeah, you're right. Arthrosis calls this your little building besides your big building is none. SC2 does this in a nicer way, instead of a different one for each of these types. Each of the production buildings, so barracks, factory, and starport, instead of having bespoke things, they can have one of two things, which are called tech labs, which give you more advanced units and some extra research, like they, or a reactor, which lets you build 2 units at once.
Right away, sir. SCV good to go, sir. I read you.
Get gas. And remember, you defend early game with what you have. So we're starting with 2 bases. This is like the most macro mission. And then the Terran camp.
I read you. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
We also don't have that much.
SCV good to go.
Yeah. So the reactors are really nice. Like the reactor versus tech lab decision is interesting.
SCV good to go, sir. Right away, sir.
There's a lot of new I think that in most, like, StarCraft 1 was a better game in many ways than StarCraft 2. I mean, jank is all hell, but like much more innovative. But StarCraft 2 came up with some really cool mechanics. Like, I'm thinking of the of the creep mechanic. So there's this little purple thing called the creep. The rule is that Zerg buildings must be built there. It's just so that Zerg buildings are in the same as normal in RTSs. But in SC2, there's this really cool thing where Zerg units, most of them at least, move faster on creep. So in Terran versus Zerg, especially, there's an entire minigame of the Zerg will want to spread creep, and the Terran will want to clear the creep. And this is a big part of the match, the creep war. And we build Marines, but much more importantly than Marines, we're gonna build tanks.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Additional supply depots required.
Do you have a supply depot under construction? Yes, I did. Now, there's a base here, an enemy base that I'm supposed to destroy and take, and I believe the game wants me to nuke.
Go ahead, Commander.
But
Research complete.
Absolutely.
but I hate nukes, so, and I'm not saying it.
Go ahead, Commander. Attack formation. Coordinates.
Okay.
Rock and roll.
I read you. Yes, sir. Orders received.
Your forces are under attack.
And the thing is, we have a hero unit where we can actually use because of how bulky the battle cruiser is. We just need to make sure not to let it die. We probably will want armories because we're gonna go mech on this mission.
Ready to roll out.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Yes, sir.
For now, we're gonna use the Wraiths for anti-air, and also you should probably also get an academy.
Right away, sir.
I don't know if I'm gonna use it for the upgrades, but I do need it for the.
Orders, sir.
And again, slow push.
Good to go, sir.
Now, Duke causes 50 damage piece. So even against a dedicated anti-air thing like the Goliath, it's not that bad. I just need to make sure not to get drawn into like mass. Like one of these is fine, just don't want to get killed by several. So and now we're going to do a second factory for the Goliaths. Now we're going to have a mineral dome called Marine.
Jacked up and good to go. You want a piece of me, boy?
Move it. Absolutely.
Okay, this is rather terrible. But again, we can kill things with Duke, and that's fine. And we have Yamato. And I am running out of gas because this is what happens when you play mech. So,
Yes, sir.
Transmit coordinates.
slow push.
Quiet online.
Oh fuck.
Piece of me, boy.
Okay, here you go.
Report for duty, Commander. Commander, better talk to her. Give me something to shoot.
Calling online.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Your forces are under attack.
Okay.
Quiet online.
Yes, sir.
Add-on complete.
Affirmative. Roger that.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Insufficient phosphine gas.
I haven't got all day. About time. Still at work.
Calling online.
Piece of me, boy.
Goliath
I
online.
read you.
Your forces are under attack.
Ready to roll out.
Note that this guy yells at me even when I don't click at him many times. I just need to click him once and he's already irate.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Yes, I can repair mechanical units. I'm just not doing it because he is not. He is like he's not even at half life. Okay, now he isn't going to go for a repair and suck.
Orders, Captain. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Orders, sir.
And because it's a slow push, we're going to move.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Destination? Absolutely. Delighted, sir.
So
Identify target. Move it.
and we need to destroy every single enemy thing, and we are gonna miss things, and this is gonna require us to go back and retrace our
I
steps.
read you.
just, you've been forewarned.
Orders, Captain. Right away, sir. Orders received.
Orders, sir. Ready to roll out.
Piece of me, boy.
Absolutely. Moving. Proceeding. Moving. Identify target. Orders, sir.
Maybe move to
Orders, sir.
like, we should be using the tanks as artillery, not as main battle tanks. If my
Your forces are under attack.
extreme knowledge of military strategy gleaned from reading a bunch of Ukraine watchers.
Roger that. Right away, sir.
Okay, so we will kill these and take their base. And now the SCPs are gonna try to attack me at a very slow speed because the war curve's not 5 units.
Report for duty.
Destination. Ready to roll out.
Roger that.
Channel open.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Orders, Captain.
So we take this base and then we use this.
Rock and roll. Go, go, go.
And we also make sure we got the refinery.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Orders, sir.
Jacked up and good to go. Go ahead, Commander.
Well. What?
Report for duty.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Report for duty.
Might as well go.
Commander.
And again, we do need to destroy every single enemy building on this mission, which means that
Go ahead, TACOM.
we need to find random turrets.
Destination? Absolutely.
Additional supply depots required.
Comlink online. Target designated.
You want a piece of me, boy?
And if you're wondering why I'm not doing vultures, the vultures remember cause quarter damage against buildings.
Roger that. Job finished. Orders received. SCV good to go, sir.
Standing by.
Destination.
Okay.
Proceeding. Make up your mind.
Is there anything here? Yes.
Identify
SCV
target.
good to go, sir.
Go
Destination.
here and forget that this exists.
Transmit coordinates.
Systems functional.
Good to go, sir.
So this is a mission that's not hard, but is lengthy.
Yes, sir. Orders,
Piece
Captain.
of me, boy.
Yes, sir.
Now why am I building more? Now I'm getting...
Reporting in.
What?
Reporting in.
Destination. Well.
Duke is actually a good spot for artillery. Because his tank is like fuck.
Latitude, sir.
Rate awaiting launch orders.
Your forces are under attack.
Absolutely. Moving. Absolutely.
Reporting for duty. I can't build there. Orders, Captain.
Okay, this base is tapped
Roger
out.
that. Did I read you?
This base is not invested. Wait, what? Okay, this is... I'm sorry. I'm sorry about this. Let's try again.
Orders, Captain.
I'm here. I haven't got one.
Yeah, it's happening. We've too far forward. This was supposed to be the one in which I wait every mission the first time.
Transmit coordinates.
Make up your mind.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Standing by.
Go ahead, HQ.
Give me something to shoot.
I'm here.
Go ahead, HQ. Input coordinates. I'm listening. In the 5.
I can't believe this. Alpha Squadron never would have left this equipment behind. That's what I call sloppy.
Roger that. Yes, sir. Did I read you?
Okay, let's quickly land these. We build ghosts this way, but it's not terribly important. We're not going to build ghosts. As I said, I don't have very good spellcaster. Like, generally, spellcaster control. And yes, they're called spellcasters because of the history. This is essentially just Warcraft in space. The
Destination?
official history of the game is they set out to build orcs in space and accidentally created a masterpiece.
SCP good to go, sir. Yes, sir.
Hotkey this so that I can actually send what I need to. And M, of course.
SCP good to go, sir. Orders, Captain? Job's finished. I read you.
Alright. As soon as I'm...
SCP good to go, sir. Yes, sir. Orders received.
Make up your mind.
SCP good to go, sir. Roger that. Reporting for duty.
Yep. Yeah, so we do this, and then... yeah.
Reporting in.
Great.
I haven't got all day.
I don't think we need these for
SCP good to go, sir. SCP good to
No.
go, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the fact that Duke one-shots Marines is really nice. Yeah, I mean, it's... yeah, I mean, this was, like... I don't actually know how much of a thing Warhammer 40k was in 98. I know that, like, when Blizzard made Warcraft 1, they actually wanted to license Warhammer. Not Warhammer 40k, just straight Warhammer. But they were a small independent studio, and video games were not such a big thing in 94, 95, and they couldn't get the rights.
Good to go, sir. Job's finished. Did I read you? Orders, Captain? Yes, sir. SCP good to go, sir.
Okay, now we're gonna get us some gas, and as soon as we do, we're gonna start. We're gonna start getting tanks, which are the main unit that I want.
SCP good to go, sir. Yes, sir. Orders, Captain? Roger that.
Yeah, didn't the Honest Trailer's version of SC2 said the game hangs entirely on decision made in the first 5 minutes of the game or something? Which, I mean, is not entirely untrue. Is the diplomatic way of saying it. Like, there is such a thing as build order loss in SC2. Not in SC1. SC1 is about whether you can have godlike micro with your vulture to... not also because of armor, Marine causes 2 points of damage to Duke, which is why I like tanking with Duke, which certainly did not backfire.
I haven't got all day.
No, you don't have.
You want a piece of me, boy?
You work for the Sons of Korhal. So ask yourself why.
Additional supply
Yeah.
details required.
Yeah, so I will say, I promised everyone that I would talk about how StarCraft. So I guess people who are watching this on YouTube are not gonna see. Are not going to see the chat. So yeah, the Honest Trailers did call StarCraft Orcs in Space. I mean, this is literally how Blizzard was thinking about it when they were making the game, so it's not like it's some kind of strange thing that nobody could even think of. Okay, this one we're gonna build the academy early.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay, we're gonna do more factories.
Insufficient
So I guess I'm gonna do a second ranks, which is shit for wedding building. I don't even have gas to upgrade.
Ready to roll out.
At this point I might go Vulture just because of the upgrades. Even though the Vulture, the only unit here the Vulture is good at is infantry that do one-shots.
Your forces are under attack.
No, don't step too far forward. Now, slow push. And we're gonna use, like, doctrinally, the closest thing we have to a tank here is actually something that is sufficiently tanky that it can actually break entrenched positions. I mean, assuming you remember to repair, which
Orders, Captain? You want a piece of me, boy?
doesn't always happen.
Piece of me, boy.
Make up your mind.
I do think I'm doing a lot. I do think I'm clearing a lot faster this time. Okay.
Insufficient Vespine.
I have 5 tanks. It's like almost a full battery. Okay, I don't have the gas for Goliath, which sucks.
You want a piece of me, boy?
No, I'm not live on YouTube. So Shadow, I'm not live on YouTube. I upload the videos manually to YouTube. I'm about the most programming illiterate person out there with a mouse figure. Let's build the command center here and then float it over.
Piece of me, boy.
All right, bring it on.
Do they build an academy?
You want a piece of me, boy?
No, I forgot to build an academy.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Affirmative.
Orders, sir.
Okay, this is literally a battery.
Identify target.
Goliath online.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Additional supply depots required.
Okay, let's.
Reporting for duty. Orders received.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Do this and
Yes, sir.
continue the slow push. It's a full artillery battery.
Additional supply depots required.
Destination.
More than an artillery battery. A Baker's artillery battery.
Additional supply depots required.
Destination. Moving.
And yeah, we go here. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys are on, I mean, I upload videos on YouTube and I know what my stats are. I know most people watch YouTube and not Twitch, but like when I
You want a piece of me, boy?
Ready to roll out.
I read you. Orders received.
yeah, it's way smoother.
Identify target. Destination. Absolutely.
Standing by.
Your forces are under attack.
Nothing here.
Commander, let's move. Outstanding. Rock and roll.
SCV good to go, sir.
Calling online.
Moving.
And we don't need to have this backline yet.
Orders, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm listening. Hang on, we're in for some job.
Transmit coordinates. Roger. You want a piece of me, boy? Standing by.
All right, bring it on. Launching sequence interrupted.
Oh, right. They can't land because they put me units.
Roger that.
Let's get gas.
All right, bring it on.
Reporting in.
Where's Duke?
Make up your mind. Destination.
Standing by.
Your forces are under attack.
Let's move.
SCV good to go, sir.
Orders, sir. Absolutely.
Roger.
SCV good to go, sir. Job finished. SCV good to go, sir.
And now let's actually get some
Your forces
gas.
are under attack.
All the good things.
Yes, sir.
And yep.
Absolutely. Move it.
But anyway, like usually when I stream, yeah, I upload to YouTube because people ask, but
Your forces are under attack.
like this is very much intended to be a mostly Twitch
Your
experience.
forces are under attack.
Yeah, okay.
Orders, Captain.
Maybe I should.
Your
Maybe I
forces
should
are
like
under
upload
attack.
more production structure if I'm banking this much money.
Yes, sir.
You want a piece of me, boy?
And then I should do the final push.
Add-on complete. Add-on complete.
Yes, sir.
Goliath online.
And go here and kill.
Rock and roll.
Additional supply depots are under attack.
Absolutely. Delighted to, sir. Identify target. Orders,
Additional
sir.
supply depots required.
Job finished.
Goliath online.
We haven't even used the amount.
Rate the waiting on
Your
Joe.
forces are under attack.
I read you.
Want a piece of me,
Job
boy?
roger that.
Commander.
Job finished.
Your
Let's
forces
go
are under attack.
this way meanwhile.
Let's move. Standing by. Goliath online. Give me something to shoot. Jacked up and good to go.
Maybe get Stan because why not?
Additional supply depots required.
Reporting for duty.
I'm not sure the things can get out of
I
there.
read you. Reporting for duty.
Your
Orders
forces
received.
are under attack.
Affirmative.
Commander. Let's move. Rock and roll. Outstanding.
If we catch this tank on siege, we would just get
Go, go, go. Let's move.
like on siege tanks. I'm not really
Additional supply depots required.
like I actually don't know whether this is like SC2 and in SC2 tanks actually cause more DPS in tank mode than in siege mode. It's just that they have much more range in siege mode
Your
and
forces are under attack.
and they cause splash. But single target
Research complete.
DPS is actually similar.
I haven't got anything. All right, then.
Standing by. Commander.
All the good things.
Yes, sir.
Your forces are under attack.
Just go.
Go, go, go. Outstanding.
don't even think we need to... I don't actually know if we need to call the units or just all the buildings.
Your forces are under attack.
Piece of me, boy.
Decisive action. Should work.
Alright.
Yes, sir. Ready to roll destination? Yeah.
Standing back on a piece of me,
We
boy.
don't need to siege from below ground, we just need to go there and close.
Identify target. Absolutely.
Your forces are under attack.
Sir.
Yeah, no, tanks do explosive damage, like even in SC1, like in SC1. In SC1, tanks do explosive damage. They do.
Identify target.
If I end up losing to a fucking Wraith because you know something, I have a Wraith. And the DPS of Wraith is so weak that these will survive.
Your forces are under attack.
Proceeding.
Let's go here, here, and start clearing.
Rock and roll.
Orders, sir. Moving.
Commander, outstanding.
Your forces are under attack.
Transmit coordinates.
Can go here and see if there's anything we overlooked. I don't think so, but
Go, go, go.
yeah, that's the main bases we're trying to kill.
Orders, sir. Absolutely.
Like, it's not actually very well
Forces
defended.
are under attack.
What?
Proceeding.
Well,
Destination.
We just
Identify
move
target.
this into the
Absolutely.
Okay, this is giving us more trouble.
Standing by. Coordinates received.
make up your mind.
Destination. Absolutely.
And we're just gonna siege this from high ground. I've not built army in a while. That's
Destination.
okay.
Forces are under attack.
Moving.
I haven't got about time.
Destination.
Well,
Not the strongest unit to counter
Yes, sir. Proceeding.
Duke.
besides that, all right.
Yes, sir. Something on your
Your
mind?
forces are under attack.
Okay, I should have, like, tried to macro at least a little bit like an adult.
Your forces are under attack.
Oh, and thanks, Shadow. So in SC1, the DPS is actually higher in Siege and Tank. Oh, yeah, that makes more
Your
sense.
forces are under attack.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, let's go back here and let this tank do the killing.
Decisive action.
Is this everything?
Your forces are under attack.
No. Oh god, we need to deal with this. Oh, I'm about to die, I'm about to die, I'm about to die.
Decisive action.
Reporting in.
And safe.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay. Let's go here and immediately get an SCV to repair. I don't want to repeat this slog again. Like, this is not... I don't think of this as a hard mission, but I do think of it as a slog of a mission. Like, the Hammer Falls is harder and longer. I also think of the Hammer Falls as more of a challenge.
Should work. Decisive action.
Orders, Captain? Roger that.
Make up your mind.
Meanwhile,
Your forces are under attack.
what is macro?
Comlink online.
Orders, sir. Yes, sir.
Commander.
Finally.
Never know what he wants me
forces are under attack.
Piece of me, boy.
Orders, sir! Yes, sir!
Commander, go, go, go.
And we start colonizing the low ground, and we're gonna win very soon.
You want a piece of me, boy?
And I apologize for not playing this mission as I would have thought. I replayed a lot of the harder missions on my old computer, and so I can tell you how to do them. This is not one of the ones I constantly replayed. And Duke is back in fighting form. Yeah.
Destination!
Reporting in. Roger.
Destination!
Your
Moving!
forces are under attack.
Ready to roll out! Destination!
Oh, you can't get out of it, but we're not rallied. Neither are you.
Calling online.
You want a piece of me, boy? Commander.
The Battle of the Ships is not especially close. And yeah.
Awaiting launch orders.
Destination! Proceeding! Absolutely!
This here so we can siege the entire place.
Finally.
Calling online.
You want a piece of me,
Your
boy?
forces are under attack.
And let's also do this, and we should go.
Goliath online.
Well, should work.
Calling online.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Okay, I don't think we need to colonize. We don't need to take the add-ons, I don't think, to win.
Your forces are under attack.
All right, then. Should
We should flee.
Target designated.
Let's move.
make up your mind.
And the Wraiths are terrible, but they're actually okay at countering big capital.
Yes, sir!
That's like the one thing that they discounted right now.
Calling online.
And what? Oh, I didn't actually forget any place.
The emitters are secured and online.
Who authorized the use of psi emitters?
I did.
What? The Confederates on Antigua were bad enough, but now you're going to use the Zerg against an entire planet? This is insane.
She's right, man. Think this through.
I have thought it through. Believe me. You all have your orders. Carry them out.
So yeah, this is Arcturus casually genociding Tarsonis for no real reason. There's a method to his madness, but not always.
So I says, answer that and stay fashionable. All right, got the cheddar, ladies. Drop your socks and grab your throttle.
Lasers in space.
Platform verified and locked. This one's all yours, Hardy.
I've picked up several dozen Protoss warships descending upon Tarsonis. They seem to be heading on a direct course to the primary Zerg hive.
If they engage the Zerg, the Confederates may escape. Commander, send Lieutenant Kerrigan with a strike force to engage the Protoss. Captain Rayner and General Duke will stay behind with the command ship.
First you sell out every person on this world to the Zerg. Then you ask us to go up against the Protoss. And you're gonna send Kerrigan down there with no backup?
I have absolute confidence in Kerrigan's ability to hold off the Protoss.
This is bullshit. Kerrigan, are you reading this?
I heard. I'm going down there. Arcturus knows what he's doing. I can't back out on him now.
Funny. I never thought of you as anyone's martyr.
So, this is something that kind of bothers
Why are
me
you
about the
doing this,
story.
Kerrigan?
Look,
I know about your past. I've heard the rumors. I know you were part of those experiments with the Zerg, that Mengsk came and saved you. But you don't owe him this. Hell, I saved your butt plenty of times.
Jimmy, drop the knight in shining armor routine. That suits you sometimes. Just not now. I don't need to be rescued. I know what I'm doing. The Protoss are coming to destroy the entire planet, not just the Zerg. I know that because, well, I just know it. I am a ghost, remember? Once we've dealt with the Protoss, we can do something about the Zerg. Arcturus will come around. I know he will.
I hope you're right, darling. Good hunting.
alright, so, this is not where the base should be. This is where it should be. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm prioritizing minerals over gas, this is because...
Landing sequence.
This is because lots of mineral fields want gas. I can do a conga line. For that, I am not going to do a conga line of minerals. This mission, we are going to get something very exciting, which is the battle cruiser. The best unit in the game if you are a total noob. To the point that, like, when it started figuring into the Terran versus Zerg meta in SC2, it was very... It almost looked like a meme at first before people realized, oh wait, this is like battlecruiser builds are legit. Okay, I need to make sure that this SCV doesn't do a loop, but actually minimizes how long it's gonna take. So I will say that the whole it's martyrdom to go against the Protoss. Yeah, I don't think Mission 8 is tough. It's just that I didn't see what I was doing with Duke. I got to adventure around it. Like, I think the only Terran mission in the base campaign I think is genuinely hard this time. Which is what I'm gonna do on my turn on this. So anyway, the story, like, there's a lot of weird shit there. Like, he says, "I saved your butt plenty of times." We've never seen that on camera. He says things like, "Going against the Protoss is like being a martyr," but this is the first time we fight the Protoss. At no point has the gameplay shown to us that the Protoss are fierce. We know that they destroy entire planets, but we don't know. But that's all we know about them. And this is an actual weakness in the story, I think. I mean, yeah, okay, Jim Raynor, like, is extremely patronizing toward Kerrigan, but, yeah. Okay, so I will eventually get tanks. I will also eventually get gas. But eventually, maybe now, actually, is the best time to get gas. We will eventually also get attacked by the Cardinals.
Not enough minerals.
SCV good to go, sir.
Also, I have a lazy SCV.
Orders received. Roger that.
Not enough minerals.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Yeah, so Protoss destroy planets to avoid Zerg infestations, but like, it's not. So, and I think it's also a problem that SC2 had, where they were trying to tell a kind of Protoss story and obviously avoid where the Protoss are extremely powerful, but because, I mean, obviously they can't have, because of game balance, they can't make it that way. To the point that I think the only time I ever saw the Protoss portrayed as they should be was in a mod called The Last of the Firstborn, where you just don't have a lot of protons, so you have to be extremely stingy with death. Like, it's essentially every unit in the crew mods. There's one for Terran, because you're playing like ragtag rebels, and there's one for Protoss, because they're kind of the race of like few strong units, where deaths are permanent. Like, every time a unit is killed in the campaign, there's a counter of how many units of that type you are, like infantry, vehicles, pilots, and so on, and that's the max you can get. So you need to be you need to play this practically deathless, or close to it, if you want to like succeed in the later. Okay, there's an expansion to the southwest we're gonna need to colonize eventually, and then eventually very soon. Okay, due to my own not wanting to pay attention, I'm gonna build a bunker. And start moving now. It's not. It's a little premature, but only a little. But also we're on So we're gonna go battlecruiser on this mission. I've not even built a starport. And remember that I'm not allowed to let any Zerg. So there's Zerg around here. They will attack me, but I'm allowed to kill Zerg. Units, I'm not allowed to kill Zerg buildings, because the Zerg buildings are supposed to be, because Arcturus, being the shit that he is, wants to use the protons, sorry, the Zerg to...
Not enough minerals.
Or the Zerg, to destroy the Confederacy. And the Protoss are preventing him from doing that, which is kind of weird, because the Protoss' main MO is to destroy the entire planet. If he's going to destroy their suns, then the Protoss are going to do it for him just fine. Okay, we need to build the first starport. I think we're going to go 2-starport. We will also take this base because we will need more minerals in addition to more gas. But I did more gas first because we are going to need a lot of gas. I'm going to do single upgrades on double upgrades. And I'm going to put 4 Marines in here. And I'm going to put Kerrigan in the middle. And this will be her safe spot. And as soon as I'm at 400 minerals, I build.
Orders, Captain?
Okay,
Job's finished.
thanks, Shadow. I'll upload on YouTube if you want to see the Hammerfall, which is again the mission where there's the most like strategic content in what I do, as opposed to just look at me talk about the story from 25 years ago that we've all seen many times. But thanks.
Orders received.
Okay, this should start building gas.
SCV good to go,
Base
sir.
is under attack.
Job's finished.
Commander, outstanding. Rock and roll.
Reporting for duty. Right away, sir. SCV good to go, sir. Reporting for duty. Yes, sir.
How much is the science facility? 100, 150. We do need a science facility in order to
Roger that.
like the pure research buildings in this game are so weird. And as soon as this finishes, because it turns out that we are shorter on minerals
Roger
and
that.
gas.
Right away, sir. Reporting for duty. SCV good to go, sir. Something on your mind?
I'm gonna do 2 BC.
Add-on complete.
Job's finished. I read you. Orders, Captain? Job's finished.
Like, a lot of serious people think that like the way the story is treated Kerrigan is not very nice.
Orders, Captain? Affirmative. SCV good
With
to
how
go, sir. Reporting for duty.
what is, for all intents and purposes, sexual harassment on the part of Jemima is treated as like romance.
Job's finished.
600 plus build the Armada, which we're not going to use very much.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. SCV good to go, sir.
And that preview is a mission where we're gonna, which is like a much more complex mission where we're gonna go battle cruising. As soon as this is done, we're gonna start the BC production. Sure that plan was. It's 400, 300.
Add-on complete. Add-on complete.
I read you.
So we need 800. And we're also upgrading. And we prioritize BCs over upgrades, of course. No, I mean, sexual harassment in the 1990s was not at all legal. I mean, the concept of sexual harassment, like the modern concept of sexual harassment, I think, is from 80s, 90s. So no, it's just that, like the game industry at the time was. I mean, it was sexist in a different way from, like, the game industry of, let's say, the last 15 years. Like games that nobody would even suspect of sexism turning out to like have Easter eggs where you can refer to everyone in the game in the parser with like various slurs for women and as a kind of Easter egg, and the parser will understand.
SCV good to go, sir.
No, I don't think you needed to have it. I mean, so actually, so note that, for example, in SC, so note that, for example, the way that it works here is that for all of my complaints about how the game is treating StarCraft, she is not a fan service character. She looks like a very powerful fighter. She does not look like she does not look like a wife or something.
Orders, Captain?
And it's something that I actually heard this as like a criticism of tropes against women, where often because the graphics, the resolution was so low. This is just a blob. Like, I mean, this is Kerrigan. Like, I mean, you don't have enough pixels here for fan service. And when she does appear, in her face pics, that's not fan service. This is a secret agent.
Job finished.
Good day, Commander.
We're gonna try to build.
All right, bring it on.
I don't know whether we're gonna do fall. Whether we're gonna do fall 18, not 18, 12, or if we're gonna get bored and move up at 6.
Hailing frequencies open.
Job finished.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Battle cruiser operational.
Jacked up and good
Base is under attack.
Okay, I do need to take care of this.
Something on your mind? I did.
It's not nice.
Orders, Captain? Reporting for duty. Roger that.
Receiving transmission.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay, this is what happens when you don't monitor your cultures, even if they are supposed to counter.
Standing by.
Base is under attack.
Repair. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is.
Reporting for duty.
I mean, the game did do Sarah Kerrigan.
Standing by. Let's move.
Yes, sir.
But we're gonna get to that pretty quick.
Hailing frequencies open.
Okay, when I get 6, I'm going to move
Receiving
because
transmission.
the Protoss defense is not that strong.
Yes, sir.
You want a piece of me,
Battle cruiser
Additional
operation.
supply depots required.
All right, bring it on.
Give me some of this shoot.
Commander.
Okay, sorry. It's more important to me to have the 8th battle cruiser faster than to have that extra marine. Sorry, marine.
All crews reporting.
We'll try to get to finish this before the 20-minute mark.
Reporting for duty.
Jacked up and good to go.
Yes, sir.
Hailing frequencies open.
Job finished.
Okay, now we
Job ready.
when 7 and 8 come out, we're just gonna.
Job finished.
But I'm always concerned when it looks like the main purpose of the female character is to provide fan service.
I read you. I read you.
Which, note that Jim never does it. Jim is allowed to have, like... Jim is allowed to be old. Jim is allowed to have a dead wife. It's never mentioned in game, so it's not spoiler, but, he's 29. He manages to have a son who died, who was sent with the Ghost program and then was said to have died. There's something called Nova Covert Ops that, as an agent named, a side character named Agent Stone, who is very strongly implied to be Rainer's son. This is 8 years in the future from now, so Rainer had the kid at age 18 or 19, and the kid is now a full secret agent at age 18, and it's a little weird. And
Engage. Take it slow. Engage. Set the course.
Turns out that when you have zealots, I can actually do it this way. And
Orders, Captain? Affirmative.
Good day, Commander. Take it
I
slow.
mean, also I'm doing single upgrades.
Engage. Take it slow. Set the course.
I believe I need to destroy every Protoss building. Target the gateway.
Set the course. Make it happen. Battle cruiser operational. Good day, Commander.
Ready to roll out. Yes, sir.
Battle cruiser operational. Hailing frequencies open.
We should just...
Set the
I
course.
think we can aim it. We don't need 12.
Make it happen. Set the course.
Like, the anti-air is... nothing, but like a single Dragoon. Like, a Dragoon is basically anti-air, like maybe Goliath, let's say. I mean, yeah, if I put 4 Goliaths in a battle cruiser, the battle cruiser is dead, but one of the things that we... Or the Scout. The Scout is basically the Wraith, except without the ability to cloak. It's slightly better understats, it's still a garbage unit. No, the enemy never messes the counters in sufficient numbers.
Receiving transmission.
Yeah, so we're gonna lose the BC probably. Repair.
Alright, let's wax these critters.
Stay cool, Commander.
Your forces are under attack.
To remain unharmed.
I mean, we're allowed to kill Zerg units, we're just not allowed to kill Zerg buildings.
Base is under attack.
Battle cruiser operational.
Okay, now we're just gonna aim it here and...
Give me something to shoot.
Your forces are under attack.
Commander, outstanding. Receiving transmission. Make it slow. All crews reporting. Good day, Commander. Receiving
Yes, we're going to
transmission.
control when I get to press like
Good day,
control.
Commander.
They don't actually...
Your forces are under attack.
Receiving
So-
transmission.
Orders, Captain?
Yeah.
Affirmative.
There might be other... I mean, we can take this base, but we don't really.
Yes, sir. Orders received.
Good day, Commander.
It's kind of a weird space platform thing where they're...
Make it
You have
happen.
2D combat, but in space.
Set a course.
With what looks like ventilation structures and what is supposed to be
Engage.
maybe hard
Make it
vacuum.
happen.
Like, some of the set design here is weird.
Set a course.
Like, I don't agree with the battle filters. Like, bullshit or something, but some of the things are
Hailing frequencies open. All crews report.
So now we're getting...
Make it slow. Make it hard. Take it slow. Engage.
And we're done in about a minute-ish.
Take it slow. Engage.
I mean, maybe not the most important building restore, but we do need to kill all of their buildings.
Engage. Take it slow.
What do you want?
Your forces are under attack.
So it's a campaign thing where there are unit counters. So for example, the Goliath are counters to be safe. The Scout, Wraith, Lagoon. But if you need to be massed,
What do you want? Something on your mind?
nobody really actually bothering to kite. I'm just murdering the Zealots with... So, this hard counters this, but not when I have 11 and they have 1. They need to mass. They need to, like, have the ability, like, if they show up with a lot of PCs, to show up with even more scouts. Counters are counted by cost, not by number of units. Maybe with control, because we don't have unlimited unit control. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure there's nothing on the ground that a Sterling does not beat on the cost basis. It's just that big units get a max selection of 12 and small units also. And at one point they tried to think that maybe they should balance the game by giving the Zerg a maximum of 24 rather than 12 units to select.
Base is under attack.
And yeah. So the Crocus has been eliminated, but now we have suddenly a Zerg wave.
Base is under attack.
We've neutralized the Protoss, but there's a wave of Zerg advancing on this position. We need immediate evac.
Belay that order. We're moving out.
What?
Base is under attack.
All ships prepare to move away from Tarsonis on my mark.
By the way, Kerrigan is invulnerable, greetings.
How about that evac?
No HP.
Base is under attack.
It's done. Helmsman, signal the fleet to take us out of orbit. Now.
Commander? Jim? What the hell is going on up there?
Yep. So, I'll be back in one moment.
The fleet has lost contact with the ground forces at New Gettysburg. General Minsk has ordered the immediate disengagement of the Core Hall fleet from the Tarsonian system. Protoss and Zerg forces continue to battle across the core continent of Tarsonis. Receiving incoming transmission.
I can't believe he actually left her down there. I'm gone, and you better come with me. There's no telling who Arcturus will screw over next.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Gentlemen, you've done very well. But remember that we've still got a job to do. The seeds of a new empire have been sown, and if we hope to reach...
To hell with you!
You're making a terrible mistake. Don't even think to cross me. I have sacrificed too much to let this fall apart.
You mean like you sacrificed Kerrigan?
You'll regret that. You don't seem to realize my situation here. I will not be stopped. Not by you, or the Confederates, or the Protoss, or anyone. I will rule this sector, or see it burnt to ashes around me. If you try to get
The fleet is prepped and ready, Commander. Awaiting orders.
The hell with him. We're gone.
It appears that General Duke has successfully activated Tarsonis' primary defensive weapon, the ion cannon. The cannon must be shut down if any escape attempt is to be made.
Yep.
Well, Commander, looks like we're on our own. It's funny. Seems like yesterday Arcturus was the idealistic rebel crusader. Now he's the law and we're the criminals. It kills me to know that we helped him achieve his goals of conquest. Damn it. I shouldn't have let her go alone.
Affirmative. Right away, sir.
Okay, we are
SCV good to go, sir.
gonna get supply blocked really quick. So this is the hardest. So this is, I believe, the hardest mission in the original game, not just today and the next 2 days. Took me a long while to understand how to do it, and the reason why I said in the last mission that BCs are a very noob-friendly unit in SC1. Okay, I have no idea what just happened, so let me figure out why there's no sound all of a sudden. Did I mute something? Okay, did I mute something? Like, there's just no more sound. I'm not hearing any sound. Okay, well, good luck with the welding, Shadow. Control S? No, I have no idea what's going on. There's just no more sound suddenly at my end. Sound, music, video, game. Yeah, for some reason I just ran, I clicked on something. Okay.
Reporting for duty. Orders, Captain?
Okay. So the way to beat this mission is to go mech. You can't go battlecruiser because ghosts, I said before, have this ability called lockdown, which will ruin your life. It can still ruin your life if you're playing mech, but instead of going 12 BCs, we're gonna go like 8 tanks, 12 Goliaths or something like that, so you're not gonna actually lose your entire army to a couple ghosts that have spellcaster control, so there's no way a human could ever do. Like, spellcasters in SC1 are just a nice thing where they are really... Okay, so we're already being sniped by invisible units that we, at this point in the game, have no way of... Okay, so let's move some Marines.
Orders, sir! Proceed!
SCV good to go, sir.
Delighted to, sir!
Yes, sir. Orders, Captain. I read you.
And...
Yes, sir. Job's finished.
We're doing an academy, possibly even before... Do we go academy before factory?
Yes, sir.
Not enough minerals.
And yeah, I'm banking gas. That's not gonna do the situation for much longer. So we're gonna use the thing. We can use spider mines, which I haven't used. So this is an ability of the vulture. There are people who will say that what you buy is you buy 3 spider mine, you get a vulture for free.
This is Jimmy.
This is just gonna delay people attacking us. And now we're gonna put him here.
I read you. SCV good to go, sir. Right away, sir.
And now we're gonna start building a factory. First factory is gonna go, let's say, here.
Yes, sir.
never building anything other than Marines out of this. It's not good. And TVT to go fire back. Yeah. Usually my timing on this mission is like 34 minutes or something like that. Like it's a long mission. And we are not done building SUVs.
Job SCV good to go, sir. Job's finished. Orders, Captain?
You want a piece of me, boy?
Orders, Captain?
We do need to seize these things as soon as humanly possible.
Research complete.
SCV good to
Now
go,
let's
sir.
get the contact station so we can actually scan. And we should also get an engineering build. Now we're not going infantry, despite the fact that I'm building a lot of infantry. We're going to be going mech. However, engineering builds do let us build what's it called? Missile turrets. And we will need a missile turret.
Right away, sir.
And siege mode.
SCV good to go, sir. I read you. Affirmative. I read you. Orders received.
Ready to roll out.
Job's finished. I read you.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going double upgrades when I'm mining on my gas.
Yes, sir. Orders, sir.
As soon as this is done. This is just...
Yes.
Now,
You got it.
we do a little bit of a defensive position here, but mostly we're gonna attack that direction, so...
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Research complete.
All right, bring it on.
Your forces are under attack.
Jacked up and good to go.
Something on your mind? No
Let's
problem.
explore around here because there are some unknown infantry here that... Yeah, I just can't upgrade. Like a double upgraded... For no reason, I guess.
SCV good to go, sir.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Yes, sir.
And the slow push is gonna start from here.
Proceeding. Moving.
Note, this says 70, but this is explosive damage, so half damage to small things like
Insufficient Vespine gas.
which is fine.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Job's finished.
We go here,
Identify target.
take some units here.
Something on your mind? What are you on?
Vultures are so angry.
Yeah, I'm going.
Give me something to shoot. Let's move.
Ready to roll out. Yes, sir. Move it. Absolutely.
Standing by.
Good. Yep. Okay. We're gonna build a command center and then float it to this enemy base. But for that we do need much better anti-air. They're gonna be wraiths. They're gonna cloak.
Orders, Captain?
You want a piece of me, boy?
Roger that.
I might build a second max just to have a mineral down to selling mine. Like, I don't think...
Ready to roll out. You want a piece of me, boy?
Okay, now continue the slow push.
Proceeding.
This is actually a good spot. We're gonna be attacks from this direction later.
You want a piece of me, boy?
I read you.
Orders, sir.
something to shoot.
We're almost ready to move to the left. With the tanks and not with the very low value infantry.
What do you want?
And here we at least don't need to destroy everything.
Additional supply depots required.
Yeah. This is almost a full supply. This is more than a full supply depot.
Yes, sir? SCV good to go, sir.
We're gonna do another command center, another CC just because the
Job's finished.
Goliath online. Go ahead, TACOM.
Again, there's gonna be a bunch of wraiths here, so we do
Ready to roll out.
Job's finished.
Identify target.
You want a piece of me, boy? Give me something to shoot.
Yeah, we do want to be able to, for example, snipe.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Sounds like a
Destination. Absolutely. Delighted to, sir.
Not sure. Not sure actually.
You want a piece of me, boy?
No.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Yeah, let's start colonizing the low ground now. And we just need anti-air. We have enough.
Orders, Captain?
You want a piece of me, boy?
Go
Your
ahead,
forces are under attack.
Acknowledged,
You
HQ.
want a piece of me, boy? Jacked up and good to go. Yeah. Rock and roll. You want a piece of me, boy? Go, go, go.
Yeah. 12 Marines for one tank and one Goliath is for this raid.
Proceeding.
You want a piece of me,
We need the anti-air because there will be raids.
Calling online.
Your forces are under attack.
piece of me, boy? Give me something to shoot. Go, go, go.
Once the raid can be made visible, it loses.
Rock and roll.
The problem is, we still have the tanks.
Go ahead, TACOM. Target designated.
Okay, we need spam Marines, Goliath.
Orders, Captain?
Your
It's
forces
only
are
like
under
that I
attack.
ended up going. Bio more.
Yes, sir?
But Bio is not good into this.
Orders received.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Systems functional. TACOM locked.
Okay, if there's a single raid, they should kill it.
Goliath online. Go ahead,
Piece of me, boy.
We just want to kill the raid so that we don't need to deal with it again.
Go ahead, TACOM. Target designated.
Identify target. Orders, sir.
We do need to colonize the low ground.
Something on your mind?
Shit on stuff.
Commander, you
Going
got my
to
piece of me, boy.
maybe.
Naturally.
Destination. Delighted to, sir.
But the point is that at this point, we don't really have.
Your forces are under attack.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Goliath online.
We
Destination.
can go here.
Ready to roll out.
Before he gets to another volley. Oh, there's another one. There's another one.
Let's move. Go, go, go.
Okay, got it.
Your forces are under attack.
Yes, sir.
Now we're slow pushing to the low ground.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Still not with the unit comms that I was hoping.
Give me something to shoot.
Yes, sir.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Your forces are under attack.
Outstanding. Rock and roll. Jacked up and good to go. Commander. You want a piece of me, boy?
Blue fog.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Destination.
Your forces are under attack.
Identify target.
You want a piece of me, boy? Go, go, go. Rock and roll.
Okay, it's
Piece of me, boy. Go, go, go.
and I don't have a science facility, so I can't give an upgrade to +2.
Your forces are under
Do it
attack.
later. Because we're about to get a second base finally. Yeah. Once we make them turn Vizzo. Now, if you think this is bad in SC2, units don't go in a line, they clunk. Like, tanks are very strong, even in SC2. And even in SC2, I mean, the thing is that again, in SC1, Marines are not that strong, and tanks are good in general, and in SC2, Marines are OP, and tanks are the main turn counter to Marines. Supposed to find an SCV, and yeah, I'm wasting lives. This is okay. So killed my Marine to delay. Okay, so we do need to build this to avoid getting more invisible units. And yeah.
SCV good to go, sir.
Upgrade complete.
SCV good to go, sir. Reporting for duty.
And we finally have enough gas to actually play now.
SCV good to go, sir.
Goliath online.
SCV good to go, sir.
Okay, we do need to. So the ion cannon is on an island, which means we do need to get a starport.
Orders received.
So starport.
Good to go, sir. Right away, sir.
Need to have a second starport. Emerge.
System piece of me, boy. Goliath online.
SCV good to go, sir. SCV good to go,
And
sir.
then because we do have a lot of air to deal with, we will.
Piece of me, boy. You want a piece of me,
I mean, there's another base that we can take. So the thing is, this is a mission with a lot of bases and not many that are actually defensible. Like the bases are in this really weird out of the way places. Like the notion that you get clean expansion
Additional supply
is
units
very much
required.
good one. And some late missions in SC1.
Jacked up and good to go. You want a piece of me, boy?
For some reason, we need Rex to go transport.
Yes, sir. Orders, Captain. Yes, sir.
Goliath
I'm not going to get bother with the science facility. I don't get this to at this point.
Jacked up and good to go. Rock
And we just need a bunch of Goliaths. Now let's get
Add-on complete. Add-on complete.
Right away, sir.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Insufficient Vespene gas.
Sorry. And we're just about done.
Goliath
Guess 33 minutes was overrest time.
Commander, let's move. Give me something to shoot.
Ooh, we have 4 tanks.
Proceeding.
Can I take your order? Yes, sir.
Ooh, and we have 7 Goliaths. Okay.
Confirmed.
Yeah, as soon as we get
Upgrade
Yes,
complete.
sir. I read you.
Goliath online.
okay, and then we should get more dropships. Well, we got move with maybe 6 or 8 dropships.
Give me something to shoot. Go, go, go.
Identify target.
I read you.
Jacked up and good to go. Rock and roll.
Can I take your order?
So this is
I'm
4.
listening. In the 5x5x5.
Job finished.
Insufficient Thespian gas.
Okay.
Destination, move it.
Well, I don't think we really need to push this direction. Like, there's a base around here. It's just not easy at all to defend. I don't want to deal with defending weirdly located bases.
Can I take your
Add-on
order?
complete. Add-on
Input
complete.
coordinates in the 5x5x5.
Systems functional.
Orders, sir.
Comlink online. Standing by.
Input coordinates. Destination.
Comlink online.
Input coordinates.
Identify target.
Channel open. Systems functional.
Yes, sir.
Upgrade complete.
Input coordinates. Go ahead, HQ. I'm listening.
Channel open.
Can I take your order?
Orders, sir. Absolutely.
Destination, buckle up.
Jacked up and good to go. Standing by.
Yes, sir.
Input
Absolutely.
coordinates.
have
Go ahead,
8.
HQ. In transit, HQ. Strap yourselves in, boys. In the 5x5x5.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna
Hang
doom
on,
drop.
we're in for some chops.
You see, we got so we lost a lot. This is why don't we move back? We might actually lose the entire invasion force. It just suck. Yeah, we just lost the entire invasion force.
Upgrade
Go ahead,
complete.
HQ.
Yeah, this is. I'm not playing well at all today. I apologize.
I read you. I can't build there.
Orders, sir.
Comlink online.
Identify
let's-
target. Orders, sir.
Do this.
Absolutely.
Your forces are under attack.
Go ahead, TACOM.
Yeah, there's this doom attack wave that happens around the time we move them.
Absolutely.
Can I take your order?
Move it.
Yeah, with an entire conga line of siege tanks just move into their minimum range.
Yes, sir.
They have a minimum range. Siege mode, yeah.
Absolutely.
Wait,
Input coordinates. I'm listening. Hang on, we're in for some chops.
Standing by. Let's move. Outstanding. Systems
I need to
functional.
rebuild my entire army and there's no production. Yeah, this is maybe a way it takes 33 minutes.
Yes, sir.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Go ahead, HQ.
Channel open.
I'm listening. Buckle up.
Nuclear launch detected.
Okay, we need to move this here. I don't care about anything else except Rainer. So yeah, the part that Rainer is... No.
This should be good.
Okay, Rainer did not die. Okay, that's all I care about.
Want a piece of me, boy? You want a piece of
Yeah, their entire things were like just moving fast means they were missing certain attacks.
Yes, sir.
Commander. Go ahead, TACOM. Goliath online.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Calling online. Target designated.
You want a piece of me, boy? You want a piece of me, boy? Reporting for duty.
And somehow...
Channel open.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Okay, so I just need a lot more anti-air.
You want a piece of me, boy? Orders, Captain? Read the waiting launch orders. Yes, sir?
Goliath online. Goliath online.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Input coordinates.
Yeah.
Hang on, we're in for some chops.
Look, right from what people say about these things is what doesn't work with force works with even more force.
Input coordinates. Destination.
You want a
Input
piece of me,
coordinates.
boy?
Goliath online. Goliath
Destination.
online. Goliath online. Goliath online.
Jacked up and good to go. You want a piece of me, boy? Rock and roll. Go, go, go.
Go ahead,
Like,
TACOM.
usually you doom drop and then they do
TACOM locked.
like
Go ahead,
You want a piece of me, boy?
Goliath online.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Goliath online.
at this point we're actually starting to max out again.
Job finished. Yes, sir?
Can I take your order?
Yeah.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Destination. I copy that.
Additional supply depots required.
Destination. I'm listening. Go ahead, HQ.
Okay.
In the 555.
Additional supply depots required.
Let's do a square.
Additional supply depots required.
Systems
Go
functional.
ahead, HQ. Destination.
Systems functional.
Input coordinates. Hang on, we're in for some chops.
Job finished.
Transmit coordinates. Attack formation.
I'm listening.
You want a piece of me,
In
boy?
the 555.
Okay. We have a clear.
Go ahead, HQ.
We have a clear
Hang on,
LZ
we're
this
in for some
time.
chops.
Goliath online.
Additional supply depots required. Your forces are under attack.
Okay, this time we're doing better.
Channel open. Target designated.
The wraiths
Channel open.
were not especially
Destination. I copy that. Can I take your order?
Channel open.
And we have the iron cannon, and we're going to destroy the iron cannon.
TACOM locked.
Got it. Former colonial militia, we are back to being blue. The formation of Rainer's Raider. And yeah.
Fellow Terrans, I come to you in the wake of recent events to issue a call to reason. Let no human deny the perils of our time. While we battle one another, divided by the petty strife of our common history, the tide of a greater conflict is turning against us, threatening to destroy all that we have accomplished. It is time for us as nations and as individuals to seek refuge upon higher ground, lest we be swept away by the flood. The Confederacy is no more. Whatever semblance of unity and protection it once provided is a phantom, a memory. With our enemies left unchecked, who will you turn to for protection?
The devastation wrought by the alien invaders is self-evident. We have seen our homes and communities destroyed by the calculated blows of the Protoss. We have seen firsthand our friends and loved ones consumed by the nightmarish Zerg. Unprecedented and unimaginable though they may be, these are the signs of our time. The time has come, my fellow Terrans, to rally to a new banner. In unity lies strength. Already many of the dissident factions have joined us. Out of the many, we shall forge an indivisible whole, capitulating only to a single throne. And from that throne, I
shall watch over you. From this day forward, let no human make war upon any other human. Let no Terran agency conspire against this new beginning. And let no man consort with alien powers. And to all the enemies of humanity, seek not to bar our way. For we shall win through, no matter the cost.
That was episode 1. A very obviously incompetent military dictatorship is being replaced by a one that is at least so far more competent. And yeah. I can make my face bigger. Yeah, so this is the first episode. Yeah, I didn't play it as well as I could have with losing. I probably could have shaved half an hour from it if I hadn't lost in episode 8. I think I played mission 10 okay, despite losing the first drop. So yeah, it's kind of a weird portrayal of military dictatorship, and I will say that the portrayal I think is worse in Bird War when we get to Ep 5, Ep 1. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's either only in the manual, like the history of the Sons of Korhal, or stuff that's only in tie-in books. So I'm going to tell you something that is not. I'm going to tell how the plot continues because it's not a spoiler. And like so Raynor forms Raynor's Raiders, the opposite, the new rebellion against the Dominion, and captures Mengsk's flagship, the Hyperion, all off camera. It's kind of weird. Like a lot of really important plot points are off camera, and because of this kind of and the commander is you approach in SC1, unlike in SC2. In SC1, remember, we're playing the Magistrate, and pivotal decisions, like the decision to join the Sons of Korhal, were not made by Raynor. The Magistrate does not stay. I think it's canon that a few weeks after these events, the Magistrate, I'm forgetting which side of the capture of the Hyperion, the Magistrate / the commander just goes away and is never heard from again, which is just very strange, especially because there are several actually interesting points to get rid of that character within the plot, and probably in retrospect, this character should not have existed, and all the decisions of this character made should have been Raynor's decisions, which is how it's done in SC2. The characters are you play the main character, you don't play an unnamed thing for the main character. So when we're about to play Zerg tomorrow, you don't play the Overmind, you play a Cerebrate an unnamed Cerebrate of the Overmind or something like that. And SC2 doesn't do any of that. And so the portrayal of the military dictator is kind of weird in that there are things there that work. So the part where Arcturus is a paranoid conspiracist who thinks that the Confederacy was deliberately using the Zerg on dissidents rather than just doing random research, and the and that leads him to building his own, to like using the Zerg to destroy Tarsonis. And I mean, it's unclear how this new Terran Dominion works. I will say that the portrayal of the Dominion in subsequent installations does not work very well. And we may get to that, we may not get to that, I'm not sure. There's a lot of it is kind of like military dictatorship is written by people who never lived in a militaristic society, or in an authoritarian society. Like and we're definitely going to see that in the Brood War Terran campaign, and how that it's very much written by people whose idea of authoritarianism is like bundled into a lot of 1940s, 1950s aesthetics. Completed with the expression with the word dissent being used almost as a synonym for terrorism, which no. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you more soon with episodes where I think I'm going to play better. In the Zerg episode, and the Protoss episode, and the Brood War episodes. And so thank you for watching, and ciao ciao.